Okay, so this month I'm going to try something different. Instead of the Juggernaut thing, that's kind of a good way to do it. I'm going to try Renounce and also some other one. I forgot what other themed one I was doing with like Warlock. So we got Renounce. Again, it's always just fun. That's what I'm all about. We could also try a little bit of classic stuff, although that's kind of limited in scope in terms of what you can do. You'll end up just keep doing the same thing over and over. Maybe Renounce is all I was doing. So let's see how far we can get with this. That is unfortunate. I wanted to play that. What I might do is I have the Xbox Series S, so I'll just use that to try to do the Game Pass. Assuming, I don't know. I'll try to set that up maybe later. That's just kind of stupid because, like, I know I can run it and record it and stream it without any issue, but because you're using that third-party service, apparently it doesn't work, which is just stupid. So you can play for Jiraxis and stuff too, so I'm not going to put a limit on myself doing that. Like, we'll keep that in case we don't get Renounced, we can just do it and win. Right, I'm not going to... Wow, what the fuck? In a way, that's a good thing, because you want those two. I could win just on the strength of those. You don't even... In fact, you want to do that rather than Renounce, so I'm not going to mulligan for it, but if we get it and it seems viable to play, I will make a point to try to do it. That's the funny thing. If I do rank up, it won't be because of... Okay, we also have that, and we also have Elise Trailblazer, so all things that impact our deck without... that makes a tough choice with a hand like that. Because those are so good that you want to just delay playing Renounce as long as possible. So if I did rank up, it'd be using Renounce as a gimmick, or just not using it at all. We have it in our deck, but wait. Oh, no, we don't actually have that. It's just... we got it from Malcazar. But yeah, the whole idea is that you want to do it, but you want to have a ton of cards in your hand at least. But yeah, those are three ways to impact the deck in meaningful ways. Like, Elise Trailblazer gives you an Ungoro pack. The legendaries give you obviously 5 legendaries to your deck. And then Renounce just changes your whole deck. Start of your turn, you take 1 damage. Not really that big of a deal. But there's nothing else I can really do anyway. I can't decide if I want to play this one out or not. Some of this is a 4/5, 4 mana 4/5, not bad. This is a really good card in the sense that you can always play. You can get the theme decks, the current theme decks, even if you don't have dust or you can't make them. It is a good way to do that because they give you like one of them by default. I think they call them recipes, like deck recipes. This is maybe the only way that you could actually play him as a card, or I guess anything that generates a random legendary could work that way. So I could do that too. Get to legend rank using Whizbang, which theoretically could be possible if you could get to legend rank using the theme decks in general. But you might just get unlucky with what was that? Light every card in your opponent's hand on fire. In 3 turns they are destroyed. Oh, it looked like it was hitting this thing. Well, it's almost like that. Dude, this is the perfect justification for Renounce then. I'm not going to be able to play Jiraxis. I'm not going to be able to play Gul'dan. So I guess I have to Renounce Darkness. Wow. What an amazing idea. 9. So next turn I could Renounce. I could tap and Renounce. That is such an escape out of that because everything's going to be different anyway. Right? Once the card changes, it shouldn't burn up. If it does, then I'm fucked, but that doesn't make sense. It's going to completely change the card. Although some of these it won't, like Deathwing it won't. So this is one that I came up with a long time ago, because obviously you could... It's basically Renounce plus a lot of other interesting stuff that just, again, is suboptimal and makes it harder for you. Which is what I'm all about, anyway. How close am I to, like, the Golden Warlock thing, anyway? Should be pretty close. I mean, should definitely get it by the time we're... Oh, what is the 1,000 Warlock reward, too? Maybe it's this thing. Which actually wouldn't be that impressive. I should look at that. Once we get 1,000 wins, because we're going to go on a crazy streak with this, we'll see what happens. Now, the whole point is you can win so many of these games without doing that, but... without doing Renounce, but let's see. So only the neutral cards stay. So we're a priest now. Choose a minion whenever it attacks, restore 4 health. Don't really care about that right now. Restore 12 at the end of your turn. Give your minions plus 2 health last 3 turns. Sure, no reason not to do that. Just make it go as far as we can. So it'll be plus 2, and then anything I summon will get that as well. Wait a second. Why are these burning too? Are they? Wait a second. That's not fair. I thought Renounce would be the one thing that would play around that. How can that be that strong of a card? But even if you change the card, it still destroys them? So the problem is it's just going to leave my hand empty, which is bullshit. That card is fucking stupid then. Like, imagine playing Renounce just to get around that. In this matchup, at least. I didn't know going in, obviously. It's not like that's why we're playing it, just to counter that, but... Come on, man. It's a different card. It didn't say that it was going to do it on my turn, but now it's showing it like it's going to. That is a retarded card. Burn... Because... If they have any high-cost stuff... I'll have to look at that again, but that... So everything in my hand is just going to get destroyed. And they're all high cost, so I can't do anything. That is really, really dumb. Or maybe I'm just misunderstanding. Like, I don't get it. Summon a 10/10 copy of a minion in your deck. I'm fine with that. Wouldn't be able to play that anyway. Don't really care too much about my health. Maybe I'll just play it while you got it. Like, if you're holding a dragon, well, I won't be holding it for very long. Right, like what is the dragon? Oh, Deathwing. I'm gonna 10/10. Give this a plus whatever. So everything I summon is gonna get 7 health. Equivalent exchange. Fucking ripping off FMA. So if I get another dragon, that's good. My hand is still okay, but that was very, very unacceptable. That card that just burns your whole hand. That's so stupid. If you play that early on, there's nothing you can do about it. Maybe I should use that since I am playing as a warlock. Some of these cards are stupid, like that 5/5 that removes every card that didn't start in your decks, which can play around stuff like them putting stuff in your deck, but it can also play into... Oh, did he burn that himself? What is going on with these things? Deal 2 damage. Are these gonna burn too? Like, I'm so confused. He didn't do it a second time. I don't even know what that card was called now. You get a 5/5 copy of a random minion. After you cast a shadow spell, I'm not really going to be doing a ton of that. The 5/5 makes it a 12. Oh, it makes it equal to this. Let's just go all in. I don't really care about that 2/2. I mean, unless he can deal with this. Wait, why does he keep gaining health too? Plus 2 health. Oh, that's from the buff. What a great synergy that I totally didn't even know was going to happen because I didn't know what I was going to get from the... So it's increasing his base health, which is the parameter for what everything else is going to get as their base health. Okay, that's a reasonable thing to do. I can't blame you for it. We got Chilma, we got this, which is a perfect way to discover a dragon. See, we're getting synergies. Draw 3 cards is very important for me. Because if I don't, I'm just running completely dry. Whenever friendly character is healed, gain +1 attack. Do this even though it doesn't really matter. A friendly character or friendly minion? Friendly character. So, Chilma's not bad. That's the biggest thing that starts to become a problem, which is why you want to start with 10 cards in your hand at the beginning. It's simply because you're not going to be able to... You're going to burn out. You're not going to guarantee that you're going to get card draw. So you start off with 10 or 9 once you play that. Give your opponent a curse. Okay. So it seems like the only card that's going to burn is this. But for some reason it didn't do that last time. So I guess I'm fine with that. I'm very confused by this effect. I don't know what just happened this game, but I should still win. -3. I don't even really care about that, but gain control of a random enemy minion with 2 or less attack, which this would do anyway. Destroy all minions with 3 or less. You could just kill this and heal and stuff like that. I almost don't want to overcommit. Like, you could heal like this. And I guess I could do it, but now he's going to do like another Twisting Nether or Defile or some dumb shit. Mortal Coil, Defile. I guess that wouldn't even work. That is such a triggering effect. Because when they have high cost stuff in their hand, I guess it counters decks like that, but that's so unfair. Yeah, this game has gotten to the point where the power creep is so bullshit that they make up cards just to counter whatever is power creeped out the wazoo. What is he doing? Curse a playable card. They have 1 turn to play it. Okay, at least this is a little bit more commitment. It only does it for 1, and yeah, he did it to his own. It must be random, right? A playable card, too. You could do Chill Maw. For each spell in your hand, deal 1 damage to a random enemy minion, so you have at least, like, 3 of them.
I have so much in store for you.
Oh, it's random. You can do this. It'll gain attack here. This will be able to slip through. This will be able to kill this. I don't really have any shadow spells, so I don't know how much value I'm going to get out of that. But we should still win, just on basic fundamental play here, but it was a very surprising situation. It must be a new card, because bullshit like that I would have seen and noticed before. I mean, I've seen it before, but I didn't realize how shockingly ridiculous it was. So it would still justify the renounced play only because 3 agonies in your opponent's deck. This is like their damage over time, like curse build, I guess, is what, you know, they're going for, but still. Okay, I actually like this guy's deck. This guy's deck is fun. It's so much stuff that just messes up your hand, messes up your board. Now, it makes it feel like you're out of cards, but you're really not. Restore 3 health, discover a spell. Deal 3 damage, summon 2 1/3s. Shuffle your hand into your deck, draw that many cards. That's actually not bad. Draw 2 minions if they're demons. Okay, they're not going to be demons, but you could do a couple things here. Whenever a minion is healed, so it's not going to affect these. And so I don't really care. It just encourages me to go more aggro. So I have a nice 4/9 on a clean board, presenting lethal damage. We get this guy again. So again, I don't know how Renounce works sometimes, but we've gotten 2 of the... Oh no, we didn't get 2. We cycled it from the deck. But sometimes you will get ridiculous stuff like that. You'll get like 3 copies of a card that you can only have 2 of, like how you can do in Arena. Or you'll get 2 legendaries. 2 of the same legendaries. And of course that doesn't include Malchezaar. Right, because whatever Malchezaar generates, does it go from a legendary to a legendary? Well, that should be good enough to just bypass it. Yeah, so we gotta look at what the fuck that card was that just burns their entire hand in 3 turns. Seems utterly insane. I thought that was a card back for last month, or maybe not. Let's look at Warlock stuff here. Well, first of all, how many wins do I have? Working towards the 500 gold in Portrait. 340? It's a lot less than I would have thought. Okay, dude. And then the other one would be... What is the 1,000 Portrait reward for this anyway? I honestly don't even know. Proceed with caution. Where does it even say? It must be this one, right? It doesn't even say how you get these. What? Earnable after obtained by purchasing from the shop. It's obviously not going to be that. That'd be stupid. I feel like it might be this one. Obtained by completing the reward track. No, it must not be. Purchasing, Tavern Pass, not that one. Doesn't say. Tavern, regular achievement, Fireside Gatherings. We had to go to something in person. I would have really wanted to have this one, but Tavern Pass, winning 1,000 from games with Warlock in ranked arena or duels. Shadow Gul'dan. I mean, it's okay. I guess I don't really even like those aesthetically too much. The even the corrupted Garrosh, I'm not a big fan of. But it would be cool, right? It's one of those treetop psychology phenomenons. Treetop fruit, I call it. Not really an official name, but basically it just means that like the higher something the higher the apple is on the tree, right, the better you think it will be, or the more you want it. So it'll taste better to you, or it'll appear like it'll taste better to you just because it's the highest one on the tree. So in other words, even if you think the picture looks like shit for like corrupted Garrosh or whatever, because you have to play 1,000 games to get it, and because everyone knows you had to do that, it's like, wow, it looks like shit. And if it was one that I got for free, I wouldn't even want to use it. But because it took 1,000 to get, I'm going to show it off and act like, okay, it was in the experience of getting it, not the state of being. So, oh, I didn't even look at the card that would corrupt the hand, but that does seem kind of bullshit to me. And it was pretty cheap, too. Okay, everybody's using this. So if you want to rank up in Wild, this could be a good way to do it, at least for a certain amount of time. It's almost like I have to rush him down to put the pressure. You're not going to have the luxury to play Renounce and, you know, this is going to be something we're going to be seeing a lot off, at least. You got the Voidwalker, you got Elise. Elise is good because you can be in top deck mode, especially with the Renounce, like once you burn out, and then you'll draw into the pack, which gives you 5 cards. So it gives you that right when you need it, kind of. He's going to keep upgrading his hero power, which is very dangerous for me. We also have Rin in here, maybe, or maybe not. I think we do. You can always get stuff like that, too, from the legendary generator Malkazar. Like, it can give you class legendaries. I'm just gonna keep killing myself because I need something here, whether it's a fucking Renounce or not. I don't even care, but just give me something I can use. So now your hero power costs 0, and then he'll get it to the point where his spells refresh. So what do you actually have to do? Deal 2 damage to spells, and then when you play, that's all you have to do? Isn't that like he has to do it twice, I guess? That seems like a pretty easy condition, all things considered.
This jungle hides many.
So now it's not like he even has to go out of his way. He could just kill command this and then fucking he gets it. It's almost like his hand is gonna run a bit dry though, but I'm gonna need some healing. If only I can turn into a priest again. So even if I work towards Gul'dan, I don't have too many good demons here. You could do this to buy 1 turn. You could do this basically to buy 1 turn. I guess that technically doesn't give it +2, +3 after you trade this. Give it rush. So he's just going to kill me with what he's got right now. He doesn't even have to do anything. So many of these top-end cards, but the assumption is if we don't get Renounced, that can try to win us the game. Can't really do a whole lot right now. I like the fact that Jiraxxus gives you armor, but it almost feels like a change that didn't need to be made. Like, it's so strong that you don't even really have... But that shows you how busted some of the hero cards have been anyway. Like, not only do they... Because these don't give you... These don't lock your health at 15 is basically the point. So for a very long time, Warlocks had a monopoly on the hero cards. That was the only one, you know, that there was. I mean, I really can't do much of anything right now. You could say, oh, top-heavy deck, but you're trying to play for Renounce anyway. So all this stuff is just icing on the cake. I don't know what... Like, it's just the best-case scenario for him, dude. Just fucking win. Just win. I don't care. There's nothing to be done there. He didn't even do his hero power. Whiz-bang. Like, I still can't even do anything. This is so stupid. Okay. I don't like this matchup. He didn't even try to do his condition, or he didn't do it at least. That obviously doesn't count as dealing damage with a spell, though. Just end it, dude. Your next hero power deals 2 damage. 2 more damage. Okay, dude, I don't want to play as this shit deck myself, but it seems like you can get pretty far with it. Or at the very least, it must be a cheap one that a lot of people can do. Or it must even be the recipe one that you get by default, but it's like, you know, it's free. Like, because when you log in, you can choose one, so maybe everybody chooses that one, I'm assuming. Or maybe it's not, but... There probably could be a lot of ways to make this better with stuff I could craft. How much dust do I have? Not very much, but I could buy a bunch of stuff or disenchant a bunch of stuff. That's not really the purpose of this deck. Like, imagine crafting a Renounced Darkness deck with a lot of dust. All you need is Renounced Darkness. It doesn't cost any dust at all. But there might be something that still synergizes with it. In 3 turns, Immolate. Light every card in your opponent's hand on fire. In 3 turns, any in hand or still in hand are destroyed. That is so fucking stupid. Like, what a stupid card design. It's so annoying. And you could have 2 of them, so... You could say, oh, well, what if their hand isn't that good? But then that means you should be winning anyway. That is a retarded card. I hate it. Just, it would ruin so many things. Like, I don't know. When would that not be good? Like, if their hand is bad, it doesn't matter because you're winning anyway. If your hand is good, then you're fucked anyway. I guess I can do this, and again, like, is there a scenario where I don't do Renounce and I wait for Jiraxis and then do it, or... But then it messes up your hero power too, so... That's almost the one that I wish it wouldn't do sometimes. If it only affected your deck, but it kept your hero power the same, you know, that could maybe be good. Because you could just try to win with Jiraxis, and that would be fun and rewarding in and of itself, but I just don't know. We have N'Zoth, we have a couple Death Rattle stuff, so this is still good, even by today's standards, but not, like, great. I'm sure there's power creep bullshit that we can find.
For the roast, my lord.
Give everything in 1 health. More of like an arena card from what we've seen. So even if I had it, I wouldn't want to do it yet. Like, you want to have more cards in your hand so you can get off to a quick start with it. You want to try to get to 8 or 9 or 10 as quickly as you can. So I'd like to tap a couple of turns. I don't want to keep just playing on curve, but if I do, then I can work my way to Jiraxis, and then I can do it at the end of the game. A late game Renounce if I like burn out of stuff, but it's unlikely that that would be a desirable thing. It should say replaces your starting hero power, because then... But I guess that makes it fair. But not really, because it's not even that strong of a card. I like the implication there, too. Like, Renounce Darkness, but what if there's a Death Knight class? So you would Renounce Darkness to become a Death Knight instead of a Warlock. Like, it assumes that every other class is good. Or not dark, at least. So this is good. To just draw a card. Oh, that was like a lucky... That was a lucky thing to get so early. I don't even remember that quest. Or maybe it came out in some later expansion. Summon a 3/7 Mankirk who immediately attacks the enemy hero. So that's the closest to charge you're gonna get in this fucking newer meta where everything's about rush, rush, rush. For a long time it's been that way. So I'm willing to play Renounce. I kind of want to do it, but it's like going on curve could be better. If this costs more than every minion in your deck, summon one of them. It's like I should just do this to play on curve as much as I don't want to. It just seems like this is the right way to go when you have stuff to play. It's more just better to play when you don't have anything and you feel like you're gonna lose anyway, so you may as well just go for it. Like, especially against aggro decks for a while, it might have even been in the meta. You would put one of them in there as a control warlock deck, right? Even in a ranked meta good deck, just because if you get off to a bad start or you feel like, oh, I just can't beat them, what would be the harm? You might win with it, you might not, but you feel like you weren't gonna win anyway, like against Pirate Warrior or something. But it wouldn't have been strong enough to deal with that anyway. But you could do Defile. This is kind of like it'll be an endless chain because you'll keep summoning more, but not really. I don't even really have to, but he might buff his shit. I guess I will do this even though against my better judgment, because that's a lot of damage to the face we could have done, but he's gonna buff his shit up, whether it's specifically buffing imps or just buffs in general.
For the roast, my lord.
I don't really care too much about that. This only buffs one of them though. It's not like it buffs all the imps. Can you do that multiple times in a turn? Probably not. I still don't understand how these work exactly. Maybe I could just do Defile, but I have nothing else to put down. Fuck. If I'd gotten that, but then I wouldn't have been able to play it either. He's got the 5-3, which I could easily deal with. He's gonna just keep doing it though. I guess I'll just do it, but it seems kind of dumb because I don't know. If I was gonna trade for the 3 health 5-3 anyway, I may as well just do that because I wouldn't have anything left regardless. Just 12 HP. I'm just trying to get to the point where I can do something here. So I don't think there was really a good chance to play Renown, so I'm not going to go out of my way to do it if it's going to make me lose. Summon 2/3/2 imps. Gonna be Imp Familiar, Imp Familiar. Draw a card, repeat for each imp you control. Okay, so now he has 2, so he can give a +2/+2 to something. This is at least a good, solid thing to summon. Sometimes cards like that can work just for, you know, you're playing on curve, you get a 5/6. It's not good, but it works. So many of these things are either too heavy or... Okay, dude. Imp King Rafam only 6/6 for 6, of course, 6/6/6. Infused Battlecry summons 4 friendly imps that die this game. That must be 4 because of the infused aspect, though. Nice game, nice game. You maybe get a good Defile out of it. Such a fucking stupid card. You got a 1, you need a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. You would need a 5 and other stuff as well. Maybe I'll do Renounce and see what we get. Just for the fuck of it. It's unlikely to be anything meaningful, but let's see. An enemy minion is attacked, summon a 3/6 water elemental. So stupid. You should try to rush him down a little bit. Yeah, I did that just so I could kill myself with a hero power. I guess I could have done it with my own hero power anyway, just to deny him the satisfaction. Okay, that matchup kind of bothers me because you probably should win that. So maybe Renounce early just to try to rush him down. That imp stuff is pretty fucking annoying. Of course, I could have any of this stuff myself. Even as I'm playing for Renounce, I'll just win because of that stuff, but I don't want to do that. I feel like this top-heavy stuff is good. That's what I want to do if Renounce doesn't come or if it doesn't work out. But it's just not happening. How am I getting these so often? Like, I think of it like it's a good thing, but we just can't get to that point. And a lot of these cards are... Like, I made this deck years ago, so it's not going to be good anymore. I should almost just make like a modern good Warlock deck and just put Renounce in there. That's kind of the whole idea behind it. So the point is, you could absolutely get to Legend. Oh shit. They even acknowledge the interaction. Make a meta Warlock deck, but just put in Renounce. Like, that would almost be justifiable to do. So then I could get super far with it without question. You just wouldn't play Renounce, or if you feel like it for the fuck of it, you could. Now the question there is, would we make a meta standard deck or a meta wild? I guess it would have to be wild anyway, because you're... So I have enough cards to justify doing it, but then I'll feel bad for not playing all this other shit, so it's hard to say. I don't even care about taking the damage. It seems like this immolate stuff is pretty interesting. So next turn I'll do it. Just don't immolate me, dude. Yeah, I really don't like that card. It seems like such a cancer. It doesn't even matter what they have in their hand. They could have an empty hand, but it's like... You know what I mean? Like, either you're winning or you're going to win because of it. If you're not already. They're not going to be able to play their more expensive stuff. It's a little bit dangerous, but... I guess you could do like this. And then Defile. Not the greatest idea, but... Defile is one of those evergreen cards that can always be good, because you can get like a 2-mana Flame Strike, you know. It's not that hard to arrange the health values that way. Even after trading, like you can trade into something, lose health on your minion, bring theirs down to the appropriate amount. It's pretty net positive. In the worst case, you're going to do like 2 to 3. In the best case, you're going to do like 5 to 7. There must be some endless loop chain that you could do with that. Like, every time you deal damage to something, it summons something else, which also summons something else, which just keeps looping. I think I even saw an interaction like that happen. When you discard this, add 2 copies to your hand. Okay, I think it's about time to just do it. You know, if I lose, I'm going to feel bad that Jiraxis didn't come into play. Your cards that summon minions summon twice as many. So the only good thing is you get value early, like, okay, now I can play stuff fast, right? Because it's cheaper. But the problem is you're going to burn out, literally, because you don't have the card draw. That's why you would lose, really. Summon 2 imps. Or he traded it back. It's kind of a weird mechanic. 7 deal 8 to everything, which is not really that good for me. When something dies, summon something of the same cost. We do have to play on the board, otherwise he's going to fuck around a bit with this stupid shit. So I can do the Roaring Torch. If you cast 3 spells while holding this, add those back to your hand. So we can play strategically into that. So why don't we just do these 3 together? We'll do a secret, secret, secret. And then I'll just leave the other one at my own peril, because we know he's going to do some crazy imp buffs. But I guess it doesn't matter that what you're buffing is an imp, it just matters how many imps you have. So you could play this and just get those back already. When you discard this, adds 2 copies to your hand, so he's not even getting the value out of it. So if he attacks my face, his stuff takes 3. He probably should attack the armor generator, though, here. Arcane Artificer. Pretty interesting card because of the whole, you know, mana shield and different, like, frost shield and stuff that mages do technically have. So that has down to 2. He could certainly kill my guy. Oh, no. I'm assuming this can attack right away for some reason. So you can do this and then just do the Roaring Torch again, right? And then we can cycle another thing in there. There's no reason, in fact, not to do that. So we have the secret down, and This is a pretty good card. Commander Savara. I don't know why I've seen it so many times though. Like, in what context have I seen it being generated by stuff? Something the same cost, which is not very good. See, now it starts to turn to their favor potentially, because unless they are more of an aggro type deck, which the imp stuff might be. This is always good. Pretty weak Void Terror play. It was always a 3/3 though, so they actually buffed its base value. You could do this, but I don't have enough spells to justify doing it. Your hero can only take 1 damage. You do both secrets. You could do this. I could do the hero power. Let's do effigy, and let's do this and kill this. But the Savara is very good. I have to give it that. So I need a lot of cheap spells, which I don't think I'm going to get. As far as summoning death rattles back with Nazoth, I don't think I've had too many. I should really be better at keeping track of stuff like that, but I could do Alexstrasza here. Draw 8 cards. The 1/1 with Reborn. It's almost like you should have the fireballs ready before I do this, but I'm actually just going to play it though. For some reason I just feel like deal with an 8/8, which he seems to have trouble. He just played Twisting Nether. So unless he has like Siphon Soul or Black Crystal Potion or something. Trying to think of all the stuff they can one-shot a minion. Those are like the only 2 things that I know of at least. Deal 6. Excess hits your hero. That's still not enough though. Fuck, we've lost Nazoth even. This is actually really good. So this was just from the Malkazar. Deal 6, so he just dies. Of course, exactly as planned. That is kind of a BM line by Alexstrasza, like, I will mourn your death, assuming that she's going to kill whatever she touches, like she's going to get the lethal, which she actually still didn't there. So you should just deliberately make sure you don't kill them with it just to make the line a troll. So that was a decent renounce, I guess, but I don't know, like, to what extent it's going to draw cards from every expansion, because that's the whole fun of it, right? That's why I always swear by it and say it's like my favorite card ever, because you can get so much variety from Wild. But then I feel like I'm seeing maybe some of the same cards too much, where maybe it does have a certain bias as to what it picks. Each class has 16 different core cards you can unlock when you level up, blah blah blah. Let's see how far I can get with this one this month. Like last month was all about the Iron Juggernaut, and we did a little bit of the Explore Ungoro Zinajari thing. So I might try that again too, but Renounce is just an evergreen, awesome thing to do. Oh, why did it take you so long, dude? It says 11 to 39 seconds, so that's false advertising. Why is it taking a minute plus? Could have just bugged out. So we lost to the Hunter. Your opponent failed to connect. So it should count that as a win for me. Decks can contain 2 copies of each card, but only 1 copy of a legendary card. Yeah, I'd love to hear you see that. With Renounce, you give you all kinds of crazy crap.
Knowledge is power.
Give you 30 of the same legendary. The Rin could be fun to do. In fact, I'll keep it. I love that as a win condition, but that can be kind of... When I first saw it, I thought it was kind of busted because it is just such an unpreventable win condition, but it requires that the pace is so slow that you can keep playing a 5 cost that isn't necessarily that good, but... You know, if you can just slow the game down, it's pretty hard to prevent.
Extraordinary.
So, I don't know what they're doing with that.
How enchanting.
Okay, so we might just play for just regular Warlock conditions here. Either Rin or, you know, Gul'dan could be good. In fact, Gul'dan is good even just with Rin stuff, because you get... It just guarantees that you summon so many demons, even though some of them aren't that good, you know. So we don't even have Renounce, so we don't get Renounce. We have 2 of them, though. So that's kind of me pushing myself to try to do it. The problem with Rin is that you can't, especially against like a mage or a shaman, you can't let them silence it or hex it, so you have to make sure you kill it yourself right away. But in this context, I could just play it and not even care whether I get the condition or not. Like, I'm just playing it just to play it. So we can bait out the counter spell, which it must not be. You have 9 cards, so if I did get Renounce, I could maybe justify playing it, but I don't know if I want to or not. It's a hard decision.
Science
Spell damage plus 2. And so now... What do I want to do here? I guess I'm going to do at least
This jungle
just
hides
go
no
face. I don't like leaving a 4-3 there with 2 spell damage, but... What can I do? That's actually better, because if it was Mirror Entity, they could almost kill me then. They'd be doing 9 just to the face, and you're always scary being in that danger zone around 15 with a mage is scary. That's why if they do Alexstrasza, and even if you don't have a heal, you just kill Alexstrasza and you don't heal, they could just have 2 fireballs and just fucking ping you. And just kill you with that. I mean, that's even an old school mentality, let alone with all the new shit that there is, power creep and this and that. Gonna bring me down to 19. So I could do Rin just for the fuck of it. And if you kill it, then I get the card that I want. Now, if you polymorph it, that's fine, but then that assumes that you wasted a polymorph. It's like the Doomsayer aspect of... You gotta treat the Doomsayer like a taunt. You gotta treat Rin... Well, I mean... You gotta treat this like something you have to silence. I don't care if you kill it, is kind of the point. You could ping it, but then I get... See, now I'm gonna win just because of that, though. You're gonna have to keep... She gets the last laugh, exactly, every time. That's very unlucky to get that so early, though. You could just...
Was that intentional?
Power overwhelming. It wasn't intentional that I got that one exactly. That's pretty unlucky by them. So you just do this. So now I'm not even playing for Renounce. Rigged fair game. I don't think I've even seen that card. Golden one too. If you didn't take any damage during your opponent's turn, draw 3 cards. Now how the fuck would you play around that? Just hit them every turn? Like, you can't guarantee that you're going to do that. Unless you're like a hunter or a mage yourself, I guess. Or a demon hunter would be the easiest even. I'm getting very low though.
We have many secrets.
And then he doesn't even play one. Oh, fuck. You make a secret only deck. I tried to do that before. There were even as many as there are now. Like, somehow it was pretty fun, but... Because all your minions and stuff just have to come from your opponent then. Increase your maximum hand size to 12. Draw 4 cards. I don't really see what the downside of that is. It just seems really fucking strong. But right now I don't necessarily want to do it. So you can kill this. How does he keep getting that 1/1? Or maybe it's the same one, I just didn't kill it. He's doing a good job keeping stuff on the board in a way that I can't stop, but he's getting unlucky with what it actually is. I'm just worried about my health value here. I could just be dead, just for leaving that stupid thing alive. But my hand's still gonna be full. There's no reason why you shouldn't have lethal here. You have 6, so if you just had a fireball, that would be enough. Fuck. Judging all these cards, but none of them are defensive in nature. And I'm not gonna draw into one either, so... He's actually trading on the board. I don't even have anything. You just do a taunt. I could do this. Actually, is not bad. But then if it's mirror entity, I'm screwed. At least this plays around that, because I don't really care if he summons this. Potion of polymorph, I guess, would have screwed me. Now, even if you can kill it, I could play Mal'Ganis and then buff the things. You could have that polymorph that you didn't play on the other thing that I said you might do. I forget what on Rin. So I really need to play Gul'dan just to heal. It'll give me armor. It'll give me 3 health every turn. So I don't really care even what it summons. Like, just do it. I'm not gonna wait. Although I guess maybe I could have, because they're kind of showing that they don't have a lot of. It wasn't the best battle cry, but I'm very worried about the HP value. So now we can do Mal'Ganis. We can do, especially if he kills us, Mal'Ganis is great. Deal 1 and some minions next to it, that's fine. He can do hit me in the face, but he can't.
An incredible discovery.
That'll give me, these will make them 3 5s, which is very good. Buffs are always good with like early game stuff that has high health, right? Because it just gets out of control. It could be a 1-5, it becomes a 3-5. Or it become like a 3-7. So he didn't even decide to kill one of these. I'm not really that worried about what he's doing, but some weird inclination I have is actually to go face, but I obviously shouldn't do that. But then again, he is in like top deck mode. So what do I even care? I don't even give a shit. Deal 3, which isn't actually going to matter. He would have to AoE, but he can't even hit phase 2 until he kills Mal'Ganis. So I'm playing off the idea that he's not Yami Yugi and he's not going to top deck exactly what the fuck he wants. Like, is he going to get a flame strike? That would punish me pretty hard. Any kind of AoE would, I guess. Yeah, you'd rather save that for later, but I guess he's more concerned about clearing the board. So he could hit my face for 7, but is he going to is the question. It might be worth it for him to do that. It all depends. Yeah, maybe I didn't do that quite right. But he still shouldn't have lethal just like that. Even if it's fireball. So is he going to trade or not is the big question. He's not going to. Probably the right call, honestly. I don't know what else that's gonna be. Like, I can just keep controlling that and dealing with it. I'm not too worried about it.
Why do you call?
Explosive runes. Okay, now I'm getting a little bit worried about the health again. But then again, he's so close to dying. In fact, I might have even been able to just do that with the Infernal. So he has 2 of those are just the secret minions. He could summon both at once, though. He's got to worry about his health.
Now, what's troubling you?
But they're all just minions. End of your turn, if you control, deal 2 damage to all enemies, but not for each one. How would I do this here? Well, I have to just see whether this is going to be lethal or not. I just have to hope he doesn't draw like a damage spell. So I guess Rin didn't come into play at all anyway. I guess I don't even have to do that. I just have to hope he can't kill me, but it's probably going to be pretty easy to do. But then again, the other card in his hand is just a secret thing anyway. So he would have to top deck lethal, which wouldn't be very hard to imagine for a mage. Right, it would just have to do 1 damage because he has Fire Blast plus 2. So he's gonna get me down to... Or no, it would have to do 2. Wow, they maybe got unlucky. They actually don't have anything. Take control, deal... Oh, that's shit. Wish on a shooting star for lethal, and you actually get the shooting star itself. How ironic.
You are something else.
Yeah, so that worked out pretty well without Renounce even being a factor here. That was pretty interesting, actually. See, even a game like that can be fun. Sure, it's at bronze, whatever, but it's not like I'm using the best deck either. Let me look at maybe the Warlock Legendaries just to see, like, what would I make? I would get Immolate just because it's a fucking busted-ass card, but... How long has that been out for? Because I know I've seen it, but maybe I've only seen it lately. This came out in the... I can't even tell. Oh, Voyage to the Sunken City. That is a really disgusting idea for a card. And not in a fun way either. Let's see. This we've seen. Draw 20. Draw 20. Oh, I thought it would give you 20 cards. Increase your hand size to infinite and just deck yourself out. Take 8 damage on your turn. What does it do, though? Tome of Origination. Draw a card. It costs 0. But that's kind of dangerous because you're going to deck yourself out. Like, I don't know. The Demon Seed. Take 8 damage on your turns. Lifesteal, deal 3 damage to each enemy hero. What? Is that like a hero power, or... I don't know what that means. Lifesteal. Deal 3 damage to the enemy hero. Let's look at some of the newer ones. When you Shadow Spell, add a copy that costs 0. This one we've seen. When you discard this, add 2 copies to your hand. We've seen that. Tasman's Phylactery is discover a death rattle minion that died this game. Give your minions its death rattle. Could potentially be good, but you kind of have to choose from a limited pool. Commander Ulthok must be one of the old god stuff that I just don't know who he is. Did they ever make Vezix a card? Like Vez... They didn't. Huh. That's such a ripe opportunity for a good legendary minion. They even did that, what's his name? The 9 cost that can be targeted. So got the Slitherer. Basically, that's just based on the fact that they had to get close in order to kill him, right? That's why the sword is in his head. They couldn't do anything else to him. The Titans themselves, apparently. Or was it the Keepers? I forget. It feels like it would be unrealistic for him to be that strong that the Titans would have to do it themselves, but they left the sword in him, right? That's the whole monument. What was I doing? I was doing the Warlock Legendaries. Let's see if there's any cool ones that I could do. Because that's almost what this was like put every Warlock Legendary in there. Those are all in the deck. If your deck has no duplicates, that's not going to happen. Whenever your hero takes damage... This is actually kind of fun, but Z is for Zesty. It's a fun card, but it's going to happen so late. Fill your board with copies of this. Don't really care about that. I don't know what exactly that would even synergize with that would make it so good, but there must be something. Colossal +1 battle cry. Devour all minions. Death rattle. Spit them back out. Taunt. Permanently destroy all minions. Wait, what? Oh, so it could be good as a board clear type of thing. Look at this as like a Twisting Nether. So if they kill the Maw first... I don't know how that exactly would work, but... If the health values were reversed, that might make sense. Because this one's easier to kill. So then you would be more likely to destroy everything inside of him than to destroy him and get them back. So it could be good, but it's a Murloc though. That's kind of weird. So what if you get that as like a summon a random Murloc? You get a 7/4, but I guess the battle cry wouldn't matter. The Colossal thing confused the shit out of me at first. I didn't know what the fuck it meant. Nobody likes Rush Hour. Nobody else likes Rush Hour. Whenever you draw a minion, summon a copy with Rush that dies at the end of the turn. Summon a random demon from your hand or deck. This one is kind of cool, but in fact, you could say you could do this and then play Renounce to have like as many cards as possible. It does kind of combo with it, like play it, but it's too late. It'll be turn 7, so I don't mean to pry, but you don't by chance happen to have 6 fingers on both of your hands. For each soul fragment in your deck, summon a 3/3 with Rush. Don't really care about that. We've seen that. I'm looking for mostly ones that I don't recognize. Ticketus. Madness of the Dark Moon Fair. Remove top 5 cards your opponent's deck instead. Oh, it's rare that it shows you like that, or maybe it does that for all corrupted stuff. 6 mana, 8/8. Destroy a minion. I mean, I guess it's one of those things like if you have extra cards to spare, it's not bad just to play it just as a 6 mana, 8/8, but it'd be good in Arena, in fact, because just for the value. Destroy a minion. If drawn this turn, instead destroy all minions except this one. That's not bad, just in general, though. 6 mana, 3/3 that just destroys something. Destroy all except for this one. If drawn this turn, which is pretty unlikely to happen, that you would just play it right away, or even that you would want to play it right away. Resurrect 4 friendly imps. Give your imps +2/+2. I mean, that is fucking annoying, but I don't want to do an imp deck on top of Renounce. But that's the funny thing is I kind of could do that, right? Like, what if I just do... Like, what is the recipe deck anyway? You'd think I would have chosen it. Doesn't it give you the choice when you log in or whatever? When you first come... where would it be even? Where does it even show you that? Yeah, like the deck recipes. Like when you go to make a new deck, maybe? Let's say we want to make the Warlock infused with power. Infused with power. Fuck. So you can do this and just do Renounce. If it would really be that good. This doesn't even seem that good. Like, how expensive would this be anyway? 2 legendaries. Deal 3 damage to all minions. Shuffle 3 rifts into your deck. Shuffle rift into your deck. Draw a card. I wouldn't mind actually trying this one. It does seem very busted, especially this card. I just don't have enough dust for it. I think I maybe got shafted when you log in for the first time in a long time or whatever, like for the new sets and stuff, it normally asks you choose a recipe deck, and so I don't think I got one. I don't think I got that option. Form the board with M's. So the point is I would just do this and just throw Renounce in there, and so we see how far we can get. As much as I'm trash talking this M thing anyway. The most of it wouldn't be that expensive. You mostly need 3,200 for the legendaries. I guess I don't have anything to do with this gold, so we may as well just buy, like... What is it from, anyway? The, legendary... I don't know how good those are, like, at the higher level, but... It would at least be good enough for now. To have something different than what I'm using just to dick around with this. Like, what set is it from? Alteric Valley, and then what set is the other thing from? They both cost 6. Nathria. Fine, I'll just buy fucking 10 of the power creep philosophy. 10 of the newest things, right? What is that symbol even for? they replaced the dollar sign with, or what even is that? Or money. Runestones can be exchanged for packs, bundles, passes, and stuff. But how do you get them then? Buy them for money. But why not just show the money value? It's a way to psychologically separate yourself from spending real money on fictional stuff. So you have to spend money on fake currency and then fictional stuff, which arguably is just the same thing. I don't really know why it... That must almost be like some law that they'll pass. Like, you have to show the real monetary amount if it exceeds $10. So they show it for this, but then they don't have to show it for these. That might be something actually that's a real thing that I'm not aware of. So you would want this in AV. Wait. Oh, I just want to do that this way. Buy like maybe 5 of these and 5 of those. It's not like I really care to do arena. 505. It still said 1,000. Like, it took a second for it to really process that. Fractured AV. Whatever the fuck. So if we get those legendaries, that'd be nice, but it's unlikely that I will. Let me look. What else would I even want to do? I guess I kind of want Immolate just because it's so busted. How much of this will I really get anyway? You get this legendary, deal 1 damage, endlessly infused, deal 1 more. You would think that would almost work with it in terms of as like a finish, because everything that dies, so all your imps are gonna die, and then you get to just deal like 30 damage. Someone dealt like 44 to me that way. Why is it bugging out like that? It still shows like I can pick it up. Random epic, kidnap. A lot more gold. You can get a couple of the AV stuff, I guess. I don't even know what's going to be in them, but like the ones that I already got. Like, I could keep getting one. Maybe I only needed one of these and I already got the legendary, so why even bother? What are the chances that these are so... Wait, what is that? Oh, it's like a set. Okay. Get 2 of those. There's so many fun cards, but then it ends up just devolving into everybody just uses the... Why does it still appear like that? Or I have to close and reopen. This is just achievement shit. Don't really care about that. Just open all these, then we'll disenchant everything. Except for Warlock cards, I guess. I mean, that's the point. That's all I use, and even of that, I tend to not use them because I just use Renounced Darkness anyway. But I'm still gonna do this because that's kind of like the game even showing you like net decks and meta deck in the game itself, right? Like, oh, we're gonna make this recipe, which might or might not be good in the meta anyway, especially at the higher levels. But like, just that it shows you that. It never did that at the beginning, I don't think. You just kind of made whatever you wanted to make. Legendary, the Countess, so obviously that's just good for dust. All these fucking portal things or whatever, that like Vile Invitation or Vile Library, I mean, are fucking cancer, but that's how power creep works. Like, imagine using Renounced Darkness but still doing this. That's hilarious, dude. You can almost just use arena tickets if you have those saved up to just resign arenas just to get packs, but why would you even do that? Because it feels like I haven't paid for an arena in a long time. I always just have a ticket whenever I feel like doing them because I don't do them that often, or I don't know. It just feels very much like I can do as many arenas as I want whenever I want, even if I don't get 7 wins anymore. Whereas it used to feel like I always made a point to try to average that. Gaia, the Fierce Knight. Copyright strike fucking Blizzard themselves. Blood in the Water. It just feels like this game has too many cards now, but it has been out for like 10 years, so to me it's a positive because I always like Wild and I like to see a variety of fun and crazy things, right? To just combine everything in the history of the game. But for other people it's bad because they'll be like, oh, power creep and this and that. 90% of the cards are going to be useless because everybody just keeps using, you know, either the, you know, standard shit or power creep the newest stuff in general. I mean, that's what the standard format is all about. Like, you can't complain about power creep because everybody has to use it because, you know, you're forced to use the newest stuff anyway. But then by that logic, the older stuff should be so bad that it shouldn't matter. But they'll say, oh, it ruins the meta. But if the cards were balanced to begin with, it makes, you know, fun and new interactions with old cards, which should be a good thing, but somehow people don't look at it that way. So, I mean, this should be enough to at least make some of those things. I don't really like the reform one because it's too specific to, the imp stuff. So it doesn't have general value, right? Like, some of these are just fun. Like, Drax is just awesome. Gul'dan is just good. It summons demons, which is specific, but I mean, if you're a warlock, you're probably going to use demons no matter what, anyway. So the main adjustment I'll make is just to put in, like, the renounce. At least I'll have some other options here. So everything that is not a warlock card, I can just disenchant, right? There's no reason not to do that. So let's see how much dust I really get from that. So this one includes stuff that I had maybe from before anyway, too. Or maybe, no, that shows you all I want to use is warlock stuff. But once again, shrinking the collection down in such a way that is very counterproductive if I want to use any of this stuff in the future, but also I won't disenchant stuff that is, well, it could be multi-class for warlock, so that can be confusing too. Like, I'll disenchant something here, but that is also shared with warlocks, which is kind of stupid, but you gotta just keep an eye out. And some of them look like exactly the same, like the, I forget, the Demon Hunter and Hunter share some cards, but they both look green and they're kind of similar, so it's hard to even tell. This is gonna be 100, this is gonna be 20. Dormant for 2 turns. I guess I don't have as many random things as I thought I did, though. I need at least 3,200 to craft a couple different legendaries. That's kind of a nice picture for Ajara. But I almost think of the broken down one in the original game because I haven't seen, like, any of the newer stuff. Planted evidence, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's a funny name. Planted evidence. Gonna take a second. So after all that we did last, well, I guess at least I discovered a new fun thing, which is the Fires of Zinajari, which is like where everything becomes 5 cost in your deck, which is kind of like that druid condition, one of the druid quests, right? The large and in charge or whatever. What's it called? It's like a quest. Which one? Jungle Giants, I mean. So, summon 5 minions, 5 attack or more. Reduce the cost of minions in your deck to 0. Oh, I guess it's not exactly the same. But the assumption is you would have stuff like that anyway. Your deck would be full of stuff with 5 attack or more. So 5 costs or more, theoretically, typically. And so, if you combine the one that I'm doing, Zinajari, with that 4 cost guy, it makes them all cost 2. The problem is you run dry on cards because you only draw one every turn. Give your minions +1, +3, which is generally pretty bad. I did that little spell canceller thing with druids too. I have a mage one and a druid one because they have so many good can't be targeted by spells or hero powers, which is always fun. That's like the Jinzo spell canceller closest to that you're gonna get in this game. But instead of having the minions cancel out their ability to do it in the first place, you just have individual minions that are immune from it. But you have so many of them. In fact, that's the whole deck, is basically just like every minion is just immune to spells and hero powers, and every spell is just existent to cancel them out in the first place, like to counterspell and stuff. Bloodseeker. That was kind of disappointing though. I wasn't planning on doing this all day. I was just gonna do the fucking Plague Tale, but the fucking Xbox thing sucks. But it's such a fun format to do, to go through every single one, because it makes you play stuff that you maybe weren't intending to play, or it just gives you a very clear syllabus of stuff to do. After your hero attacks Dredge, okay, I don't really care what any of this is. But it's a cool way to kind of learn stuff by going into the game for the first time in a long time and just disenchanting the fuck out of everything, including legendaries. I guess I don't have nearly as much as what I would have thought. Zul'jin. I don't think I ever saw that being used. Like, it must just not be very good. And when I say not being used, I don't mean like not in a single game, but I mean as like a general common thing that you see a lot of. Just make sure nothing overlaps with Warlock. I don't even know what class would overlap with Warlock. Maybe Mage would make the most sense, but or maybe Priest, even like Shadow Priest and Warlocks. They did a good job in the whole Warcraft universe of distinguishing you know, shadow spells from warlock spells, like with the two. Like, they feel similar but not exactly the same, where you can definitely identify the difference. What is the warlocks thing here? Or I mean the mages. Freeze a minion, summon a 2/2 oh yeah, the volatile skeleton thing. How would you even know, aside from the color of the card, that it's used in both? Because I don't want to disenchant a bunch of stuff for... Looks blue on both sides to me. I mean, it would be purple or whatever. You can bug out and just give me extra dust. Let me keep disenchanting the same thing over and over infinitely. There was a bug I saw like that, but it didn't actually give me extra dust. It let me keep disenchanting the same thing, but then when you exit out and come back in, it just goes back to as if you disenchanted just one of them. Anyway, so it didn't actually do that. Deathborn, deal 2 damage to all minions, summon a... Imagine if somebody hacks the game one day and just gives like everybody infinite dust. It'd be so hard for them to go back and determine that, you know? All it would take is one fuck up. So it's kind of impressive if in the whole lifespan of a game you never had that happen once. Which I don't think has happened with this, actually. For the integrity of the economy system, of course, not just because they want to fucking have people buy stuff with real money. Yeah, I don't like these portal cards. As I say, as I'm about to make one, just to fucking match the power creep. Well, we're doing it all in the name of Renounced Darkness. And we're gonna win the majority of our games. Any game where we do use it, we'll lose. Any game where we don't use it, we won't. So that's the hard mode. Anytime you get it, you have to play it. You have to. You know what I associate more with that you don't save thing from Vampire's Kiss is not the phrase you don't save, because he doesn't actually say it. And how ironic. It's actually, you have to do it. You have to. Or I'll fire, like, then he said, or I'll fire you. But whenever I say, like, you have to do something, you have to. Fuck's sake. I actually don't even remember what class overlaps with Warlock. Because, like, there's some of those shared cards, right? Like Shaman and something. I forget what. Maybe Shaman and Warrior? No, Warrior and Rogue share some of the stuff. There's very few cards like that anyway, but... Why do I even have stuff like this? And I thought it doesn't show golden cards. We'll remove the classic version of it. So I'll go through this again and look at the golden stuff too. Or will that only show the golden stuff? I basically need a lot more anyway, so let's see what cleaning out my whole collection can do. Will it allow me to craft like a single themed fucking deck, which I don't even really want to use? And that I'll probably regret and end up disenchanting itself later too. This is gonna barely be enough for the 2 legendary stuff. This is such a dumb thing to do, but I'm just very single-minded like that. I want to craft like one thing and that's it. And then I'll get bored of it. But again, the whole point is we already have what I wanted to use anyway, which is just Renounce and a whole bunch of Warlock legendaries. Basically just renounce plus every warlock legendary. How about that? In existence, which some of them are stupid and don't really make sense, but... Or they more so just require a very specific kind of synergy to make them work. Yeah, some of these colors look too similar, so especially the Hunter and Demon Hunter are like the same thing. The Demon Hunter just has like a little tint to it to make it look, oh, more evil or whatever. Up to 23, so I can make 1 legendary. I need at least 2, and then I also need... Wait, that costs 1,600... Oh, it costs 32, but because you already have it. In fact, I thought it cost a lot more than that, but maybe not. Doesn't it? Like a golden version typically, maybe they reduced it. It costs more than double to make a golden one. Upgrade costs 360, but what does it cost to craft it? It only costs 5. Or no, wait. Wait, what? It's bugging out. What the fuck is wrong with us? Everything is like delayed where it still shows up even after you just did it. So it costs 40 to make it and it costs 360 to make a golden one. I guess. I don't really know how the math works. It's not exactly... What is the other legendary here? Or I mean the hero. There's so many more fucking hero cards than what I am familiar with. It must be Druid and Shaman that share stuff. So then it'll show up on both, so it's kind of confusing. It looks like, oh, you would have had more cards to disenchant, but it's like a 2 for 1. Or a 1 for 2. So fucking stupid, dude. Why does it do that so often? Freeze a minion, draw a card. Disenchant the epic. Like, this game can still be so enjoyable. In fact, it arguably could be more enjoyable now than ever because you have the most options, but people give into the power creep and then they complain about it. Like, just don't use it then. Just have fun. Like, what are you trying to prove? Nobody cares if you're legend ranked now because it's like... Although I do want to make a point to get to legend and wild because I just like wild, period. So it's surprising as much as I've played wild and love wild over the years that I've never done that even once. But that's kind of in the spirit of wild because... It's what a wild idea to play a game like this and not to meta and not to try to min-max and not try to do the most efficient, effective thing and just make fun and interesting theme decks like make a deck built around this thing. Deal 2 damage. Wow. As if there isn't a... It was a fun card. Make a deck that's built around this simple idea of a shaman dealing 2 damage with their hero power. Surely that could be viable and interesting. But it could be, it's just like other things are going to be way too strong. I don't know. It's just sad that people give into that so easily. So I'm not even going to look at this because I'm certainly not going to disenchant anything here. Right. Just, we're going to experiment with whatever warlock stuff we want. Which you would think would make my life easier, but so much of it is old stuff, and old stuff is bad, and new stuff is good. That is the whole nature of fucking power creep. So all the stuff I have is irrelevant anyway. I guess I could disenchant something if I had a legendary. What other hero cards do they even have for warlocks anyway? Besides that one. There's got to be another fun one. Wait, that's it? Well, I guess you already had Draxus to begin with, so maybe they neglected you a little bit. So the only other warlock hero card is this one guy? What's he from anyway? AV. I thought there was another one. Maybe it's like very inexpensive, so I just glossed over it. Of course, all these just mention hero in the name, so it's kind of confusing. Like, what if I just type hero card? Obviously, it's not going to be this cheap. That's kind of surprising, but I guess that's what they get, right? They started with a hero card, so it's only fair that, you know, way before anybody else even had one, or before they even developed that as like an archetype. I love that. Like, Dark Bomb is the exact same thing as what I have, but just mine has lifesteal. Right, the one that came out in, like, Lich King. That's such a blatant example of power creep. Like, where is it? Deal 3 damage. Oh, but I guess it can hit face, so at least that's somewhat of a justification for it. But not really, even. They changed a lot of stuff. Like, isn't Scythe... Yeah, this costs 5 instead of 6. It was cost 6 for a long time, too. Like, I just always associate it with that. Okay, so just disenchant everything here. Which is going to be a lot more than 8. It just looks like that because... Like, let's just look at the Warlock legendaries in general. Discard 6. Open... Like, you could combine this with the... This is the whole fun of WoW, right? This has to do with imps. So why not combine this with the other stuff that has to do with imps? Like, just get every card that mentions imp in the name. Without the little fucking dash there. So you could do... Just do all of those. There's actually not that many. Like, how expensive would this be? And what is this one? If your deck is empty, open a portal that fills your board with 3/2 imps each turn. But this is just a permanent effect, so why would you do the quest for it then? What? Wait. Where's that portal? How could that not mention imp in the name if it literally says... Oh, it doesn't say what it does. Open a permanent portal that summons 3/2 imps, but it only summons like 1 or 2 every turn. That's actually pretty unclear. It doesn't say what it does. It opens them permanently, or it summons them permanently, but... So this would summon 2 every turn, but then that other guy would just summon a full board every turn, right? That's... And it's a battle cry, so it's not like... Or I mean, it's a permanent. If your deck is empty. Oh, I guess... So how many legendaries are there? 1, 2, 3. So you would need 48 just for that. And then a whole bunch more for the other shit. And then another... Oh, wow. I'm definitely not going to have enough for this shit. That would at least be a fun way to push it to the next level, right? Like, you don't commit to imps just because of the new stuff, the power creep, the theme that they just made. Or that they're pushing, right? Like with the recipe. No, you're going to add this old shit that also had to do with it. That nobody is using anymore. Right? Like, that's a super old card. It must acknowledge what a quest is, right? Separately. This goes back to Journey to Ungoro. So everybody's probably forgotten about that. Deal 3 damage to enemy hero for the rest of the thing. Damage you take... Oh, shit. Your opponent takes instead. That's kind of cool. Wasn't there, like, Tamsin Legendary? Oh, that is what they're called. I don't know why I thought of this as something else. Okay, let's just keep going, but... I'm almost tempted to do that, but then it's almost like I just want to make every Warlock card, period. Which is... something that I already should probably have, but... I'm obviously not going to have enough to do that. Need like 10,000 plus. Okay, just disenchant every fucking thing. At the very least, I can craft those 2 legendaries, which I kind of want to do. So what was the other legendary? It was the Tamsin guy, and it was the Rafam, which... I don't really even want that, but it's so strong. I'm actually giving in to power creep a little bit, and making something, you know... that probably still isn't that good, but whatever. That's what your account should be. Like, just make an account collection of one class. Commit hard to one class and only one class. And disenchant everything else just to play into that. And then you'd be able to have a complete collection of every neutral card and every card of one class. Right? That's at least easy enough to do. Now, as far as neutral stuff, I have trouble really deciding. Right? Because theoretically, some of these things might be things I want to use. I don't know. A lot of people have been using this, and I just don't know whether it's good or not. I feel like it's not good. who cares about 1 health? Like, how is that gonna matter even? I guess it only costs 1, but the end of your turn gain 1 health. I guess I just won't disenchant stuff because I don't know whether it's gonna be. But it's like I know whether I'm gonna want to use it or not, or at least you have to go for a certain rarity. Like even this is fun to use, and now can you use that only in classic or no? It must not be because I'm looking at wild. Taunt. So that's very rarely gonna just get you killed. Like, oh, you're gonna play all your fireballs and stuff, but you're not gonna have every single thing for lethal just on turn 2 or 3. Discover a secret. If you're holding a nature spell, I don't really care. I'll just go by rarity, I guess. How could I have so few new cards when I just got that many packs? That doesn't even make any sense. So most of the cards I got were class cards? That's kind of weird. Gear Grubber, if you end your turn with any unspent mana, reduces cost by 1. Deal 6 damage to this minion, which is great to get from like effects to just summon it. Like even from the piloted Sky Golem, right? If you get that, it's just a 5-10 taunt period for a death rattle. That's fucking amazing. If you control a secret, summon a copy of this. So some of these don't really seem like they're even worth the dust, just because. Golden Leroy Jenkins, what the fuck? I mean, I was probably using this in the classic thing, but then why would I even need to do that? I could just do it and then. Oh, I guess because if you were gonna disenchant it to craft the regular one, you only get enough to craft the regular one anyway. But shouldn't this give you 32? Because no, because it costs 32 to make it. I feel like I had both of them though. I don't know how that works. In fact, shit. That was kind of stupid. But like I said, worst case, I could always just craft Leroy again. So what did I lose? I lost the fact that it's golden, but who? So I must have gotten that from a pack or something, right? From like a classic pack, I must have gotten the golden one because I definitely didn't craft it. But then I just decided to keep it because I was using it anyway. So I could always just craft the regular one if I really wanted to. That's the point. Now, I feel like there's going to be other golden cards that I have that didn't show up here, maybe? Let's just go by rarity, first of all. Like, let's go by epic. Which epic? Well, it'd be the ones that I actually have. None of this I could actually disenchant. So which of these could I disenchant? Be 100 each. I can basically make 3 legendaries, but I'll probably make. So I guess I can't disenchant any of them. Rares, I'm gonna have quite a few. I guess I'll just look for goldens. So are there any legendaries that I'd actually like to disenchant? A lot of these you obviously can't do. I don't know why that's showing up as new. I don't want to get rid of Millhouse. I didn't even want to get rid of that one. The Leroy, but I guess whatever. For now, it's fine. You don't lose anything by doing it, though. That's the only good thing. Unless you really care about the cosmetic stuff. So you could do this, because I don't know. I don't want to ruin my classic stuff there either, in case I do want to play. I mean, you could use it in both, obviously. Friendly fire off. None of this is really worth disenchanting. Even this is arguably worth using. Once again, power creep up the wazoo. So let's just look for golden stuff. Yeah, I definitely don't think I'll have enough even still, which is kind of unfortunate. So it doesn't just show you necessarily what you have, does it? But it did kind of show me that already. I think. I thought it put this in a separate category. Because wild should just show everything, period. Let me just double check, because I feel like I had to do this before, where it didn't show me golden ones unless I specifically looked for them. Or maybe it doesn't... I don't know how that works. Maybe it only shows you them if you do have them, but I guess that's kind of the whole point anyway. Or if it's like the only copy of a card that you have is the golden one, it'll show you that, but if you have the regular one, it won't show you that. I feel like there's something to that. Uncraftable cards would be pointless because then I'm assuming if you can't craft them, you can't uncraft them either. Disenchant them, I mean. Yes, we're not going to see anything here. What is that hero card? Trigger the death rattle of every friendly minion that died this game. This could turn into some kind of Shutterwalk type shit where it just kills you. Restore 5 health, flip each turn. That could actually be really cool. Not that I would obviously make it, and certainly not the gold one, but just make every death rattle something that deals damage. That could be a one-shot, guaranteed. Every friendly minion that died this game. So you don't play it as a hero card, you play it just as a finisher. Right, like how could that not be as good as Shutterwalk? But I guess Shutterwalk is broken because it like makes copies of it too, so you can keep doing it over and over. It was not just purely for the damage of it. This you would have to do in one turn, that you could do over several, unless you can make copies of it somehow. So I'm just assuming I'm not going to have anything more. That is kind of weird. Just the fact that... So I don't think there's quite 400 pages. Did they really add diamond for every single thing? Like you could, like it's not good enough to have an all gold collection of every card in the game. You have to have an all diamond collection now too. Or is it only for certain ones? Maybe. And maybe it should just be for like hero cards or something. It's such a torn concept for me because like they're some of the most fun cards in any game ever, but they're also too powerful and too busted and determine the outcome of games too much. Maybe that is exactly what it is. You can only do it for the hero cards, or no. How do they determine it? That's so random. Obtained by owning 25. Oh, you can't even craft them anyway. Or it doesn't even say how you obtain that one. Obtained by owning 25. Wait, 25 legendary. You have that one by default anyway. 36 classic legendary cards, which I assume is all of them because that's a lot. I mean, wait, why is it still saying new stuff? Oh, but you can't. Wait, what the fuck? You can't disenchant them anyway, so that's all I really care about. Let's go back to the Warlock legendaries and see like which, if any, I'd want to craft. I kind of would want to craft that Lakari thing, but I just know it's not going to be good enough. It's kind of a fun... Oh, for fuck's sake. Don't show me that. I just hate these very specific effects. Right, like this... Shuffle... Deal 3 to all minions. Shuffle 3 rifts into your deck. Shuffle a rift into your deck. Draw a card. Shuffle a rift into your deck. What recipe deck did I get? Because, like, I thought when you log in, you get one. That's so weird that you don't. It lets you choose one, so at least... Huh? And I would have certainly chosen Warlock. Maybe I chose it. Demon Hunter... Or I know, it would be only in standard, so maybe... Small but mighty, but that's... Fuck. I don't really get what happened with that, but whatever. So I guess I won't make it yet, but I have to keep in mind, like... I'll even call it that, like, add... So could I really make these, or... This one doesn't even seem that good. Not a big fan of Murloc stuff. Core Warlock, obviously. Wait, what is this supposed to be then? This seems like garbage anyway. We'll call it add. Now this is standard, but the assumption is, for the most part, it would be pretty good too. Add Lakari, because I have enough, technically, if I really wanted to make it. Choose this, so now I kind of want to craft these. To do the math, like this would be 1632 right there. Basically 33, 34, 35, 36. That'd be 4. 41, 40... Oh, shit. Choose a friendly minion, discovers minion of the same type. So I could make almost everything. I mean, obviously the legendaries. It's kind of hard to believe that even with that much. And even with so many of these that I already have. What? Oh, I already have it, so I have one. It's the epic stuff. Draw a card, repeat for each imp you control. Maybe I'll just stay away from the epics, but then arguably... Or maybe I'll just make one. I'll make one of the epics. Which might still... That's kind of insane, though. So I may as well just do standard, but then this wouldn't be good enough for the really highly competitive standard anyway. So it might just be a... What the fuck am I doing? Might just be a waste. That might only be like... Wait, what? Why does it keep doing that? So 2 of these, 2 of these. Actually, that's all I would need. So I have 1 of these, and I'll make 1 of these. So you would need basically 800 more. Which isn't even that bad, really. In fact, I could certainly get that from... these if I really wanted to disenchant everything, but I kind of don't want to. It would have to at least be a certain rarity. Like, give me... Apparently, there are no epics that I can actually do. Disenchant. Rare. Yeah, it's going to be all stuff that I use in fucking probably Classic or somewhere anyway. So... Those 2, I could... Or actually, this works out perfectly. Because the whole point is I want to do Renounced Darkness anyway. Convert to Wild, and there's no reason why all of these shouldn't be in Wild anyway. You can add more than... Wait, well, I'm not adding more than 30. Get rid of that shit. So, of course, calculated as planned. So we have a hero card in here. We could also mix this with other shit, too, but let me try. Wait, I thought I named it something different. Why did you put it back to that? Add the Lakari thing, which would be obviously the one that synergizes with imps as well, but that's only for only because of Wild, but this is meant for Wild anyway. So this is gonna be like a degenerate thing, but the whole point is you're still playing for Renounce. I guess I never regret making a hero card either. And I guess the hero card doesn't relate directly only to It doesn't relate to the imps even. But it must still be good with this.
Gul'dan versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Your soul.
So apparently this is good, otherwise it wouldn't be telling you to put it in there. Tradable means you can put it back. Draw this into your deck and spend 1 mana. So there's no reason to keep it for that reason. Because you can just mulligan it for free. Draw this into your deck. Tradable, summon 2 1/1 imps. Upgraded when traded. By 2 when traded. But why would you just do that? Oh, so this deck doesn't even have the Renthal thing in there. Give everything +1 health. When this attacks, deal 2 damage to your hero. Summon 2 1/1 imps. I don't get it. I don't know how you're really supposed to use that. You actually still use Voidwalker, which is pretty surprising. How could this still be a viable thing to do? With all the power creep and bullshit. So you could do this. I'm not sure if you're supposed to or not. Trade it to summon 4, but then you're not guaranteed to get it back. So upgrades by 2 when traded. Spend 1 mana and draw a new card. I mean, you could play this even in standard, which I wouldn't want to do. Has +1 attack for each imp you control. So you could just play it and do that, like...
Why do you fall?
Or maybe I shouldn't overcommit, though. It does a little damage to me, but I don't really care. Resurrect 4 friendly imps. Give your imps +2/+2. So you obviously want to do that in Fusion. So it's okay with letting them die. I don't know how long you want to wait to do this, though. Summon 2 1/1 imps. At best case, it'd be 4. Which isn't worth paying an extra mana and then waiting until you draw it again. Right? Like, I don't get that. Imp Gang Boss. Wait. Oh, I must have already had that. Otherwise, it wouldn't have. I don't mind doing damage to myself by doing this, but only to a certain extent. And I guess you'd rather life tap. Has +1 attack for each imp you control. So maybe Imp Gang Boss is good just to deter AoEs, because then you get another one in return for that, but I don't want to overcommit against a mage. Maybe I'll keep alternating. I'll use this one game, use the other one game. Because I don't really want to use this, honestly. In fact, I want to do Renounce for the fuck of it, but... You can just do this, I guess. You want to get some imps to stick. In fact, I won't even do it. Or I will do it. Because if you AoE, then I'll get one back at least.
These books all ruined.
It's a 6/3, so you can AoE and then I'll get an imp back, so I don't really even care. And then I'll be able to summon 4 back and infuse. So the bullshit with this is like, okay, you're flooding the board, they'll AoE, and then you'll flood the board again, and then they'll AoE, they'll have to AoE again, and then you'll do it again. So like, how many board clears can they have? Even as a mage, right, you're gonna have some trouble. And this is only turn 5. So that's what's kind of bullshit about it, is there's just too much.
We're being attacked.
Gain armor equal to the damage taken. Give something +1/+1 for each friendly imp you control. So this would only kill this. You could do like... This is such a cancer card, too. +1/+1, so it'd be at least +3.
Are you little?
Now you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then hit her in the face. Or you could just kill it, and then force you to clear the board. So I don't even care about Flame Strike or whatever. Do whatever you want. I don't really know if it's worth doing that instead of tapping. I think the real point is just to let it sit there. So Imp is not even the subtitle like on the bottom. It's still Demon. But it's like with Nagas and stuff, they consider them, you know, it's not pervasive enough to be considered a type. It's a Demon and an Imp in one. It's in the name. They didn't even AoE me at all. So if you do get rid of this board, then I get to do this. Resurrect 4, and it gives them +2/+2, I guess, at once, or it would have to. I mean, we still are at Bronze 9, so there's a lot you can get away with. Summon 2/3 imps, upgrades when you have 10 mana. Although I don't know exactly what it upgrades to. It may be a little dangerous to do that. I kind of wouldn't mind the hero card. So we're getting close to where this is actually good. But it's arguably not even bad just by itself. So I'd love to mix in that quest too, because it's like, I forget what the condition of the quest is. I guess that kind of screws you over. So you could buff this and then it makes, well, but you need more imps to make that happen. So you could like do this, and then buff it. But you can just basically buff anything. You wouldn't really want to buff this though. Maybe I just play this and then I assume something. You could also do this. Now you have nothing to lose because, you know, like, why not just do that? So you AoE, and then I could just summon a whole bunch more. I don't even give a shit. You could, best case, you could Blizzard into a Flame Strike, and that would be enough to do it. Back-to-back turns. Or what other kind of crazy AoEs do they have? Basically, I just win if you can't clear it. So I didn't even get the hero part. I don't really understand exactly. Doesn't it do 3 damage to like all minions, so it would kill your own? So I guess you play it at a certain time that I'll have to look at it again. This is such a cancer card, man. I hate it. I wouldn't really mind doing that. 4 costs, summon a copy of this. Summon 2 copies instead. Infuse of 3. And again, infuse is very easy to get with this because stuff is going to be dying constantly. Oh, I kind of want to put that thing in there that the 10 costs that... Okay, that doesn't even bother me too much. You just flood the board again, and how are you going to deal with that? Deal 3, shuffle and ignite into your deck that deals 1 more damage. And it's going to just be an endless loop kind of thing. Summon 3. And then summon 2. So we could do that play again. If they clear the board again, I'll just do it again. What a fun and inventive concept for a bullshit, overpowered thing. Make it like he's flipping you off. Would have been better. The problem with this is nothing really. This would be 3, 4, 5. Well, I guess I don't have that many things in my hand. I wouldn't want to do this either necessarily.
A little fire never hurt nobody.
I'm just kind of over-committing in such a way that I don't think he has the means to deal with it, but if he does, then so be it. But it's not really even over-committing when you've done it that many times. So I won't even be upset if... Okay. I mean, how many things you got like that? Mages in particular have a lot more. You could do this. You could do this. I wouldn't want to do necessarily anything else though. Like that's gonna do way too much damage to me. So maybe attacking with that thing wasn't the best idea. The whatever it was. Death Rattle gain 8 armor. So this is how you lose with this deck, just as an example. I want to see what the condition for the Lakari thing even is. He's just gonna kill me. Maybe Renounce will save me. Deal 1 damage, deal 1 damage. That was almost even enough to kill it, but...
Well played.
I think I maybe just played that incorrectly a little bit. Maybe I should have traded those things in. The ones that summon 2/1/1s instead of playing them, I'm not sure. It's the sort of thing where I just made it without even looking at it because I just assume it's good.
Fresh out of the oven.
Or like I've seen so many people use it too. But that's the fun with Wild. Now we can add some other weird stuff to it. We can add that 10 thing. We can add that Lakari thing, which obviously I don't have enough to do. Yeah, what is the condition of that? Discard 6 cards. So that would kind of change the whole dynamic of this, alright? It'd be very hard to get that condition in the first place. But somehow I still would want to try it with this. And then... what does my hero card even do? Deal 3 to all minions. Shuffle 3 rifts in your deck, draw 3 cards. So you wouldn't do this when your board is full of imps, so I don't fully understand why. So a rift. Shuffle a rift in your deck, draw a card. What does a rift do though? I don't even know that. Probably summons imps anyway. So yeah, why don't I add that other thing in there? So it doesn't really work, because you're not discarding cards with this, unfortunately. That's like a way old school thing. This should make like the opposite of standard, where you can't use the cards from the last 2 years. You can use anything but that. Anti-power creep. Renounce is in there. What is something that maybe I don't like? Or maybe I can get rid of 1 Renounce to do that 10 cost. Whatever it is. You could also do Gul'dan to... that would also re-summon stuff. Where is that? Oh, it's a neutral thing anyway. What was the other thing I wanted to add that I actually have? Costs less than everything? No. Actually, it kind of would work because only really these cost more. You could do this too, but I kind of don't want to. I don't think it really fits with this. You can get rid of Renounce entirely, almost like it isn't good and it's just... summon a random demon. How do you even invoke it anyway? Summon 2... oh shit, so many other things kind of work with this though. Summon 2 imps with the deck that's all about imps anyway. Summon 1 random demon. How do you invoke it though? Invoke twice. Does something when you play it from your hand. What? Maybe just play your hero power? There's so many different takes on how to do this one. Like, why wouldn't this necessarily, like, replace this with this? You summon 2 imps every turn, which would synergize with pretty much everything else in here anyway. So you could do that to use it without renounce at all. That's kind of weird to have 2 hero cards like that. I guess you could, like I just said, replace it, but you could play both of them. And you could do fucking that thing too. The Gul'dan. So this is with 2 renounce. This is with, instead of the 2 renounce, we get this guy who summons imps. And what was the other one that I put? What did I just do? Oh yeah, this. Deal 5 damage amongst all enemies. So if you start the game with this, a lot of your imps are gonna die. So Lifesteal, Battle Cry, deal 5 to everything, endlessly infused, deal 1 more. I don't see why that wouldn't be good necessarily. So there's not much that's really wild about this. In fact, only that wouldn't be. But who the fuck wants to play in standard anyway? They're basically using a standard deck in wild, benefiting from the power creep. So you could play these at like different times, I suppose is the idea. Or also the idea is you might get one or the other. So you just choose which one you want to play. And you also gain like 5 armor from it. So we went from renounce only to no renounce. I kind of want to do that Zinazari thing again too. It's almost like I should play 1 game every day with each themed deck. Or no, I should do a round robin. Round robin themed where I do until I lose. Play with each one until I lose. That's such a cool idea. Hearthstone. Not saying I play Hearthstone every day anyway, but Hearthstone round robin. Play with each themed deck until you lose. One.
Versus Anduin.
Of course, that could fucking take forever because I have so many themed decks too. This gains attack for each imp, which is unlikely to be useful, but maybe you just play it as like a dead play. Summon 1. So this is probably pretty bad to have. Right, there's nothing you can do to just get mana quicker. So the Vial Library is good. You can't, I assume you can't have 2 of those at once, but maybe you can on the field. So you could just summon it and then not even worry about... But then it's just gonna die, like... I don't know if that's good or not. Gain 1, so there's no... Let me actually see if I kind of troll with this. Can you get a second one out at the same time? It doesn't say anywhere that you can't do that. Or that you can only control 1 location at a time. That's not a very good name for it. It should be called like a shrine or a... That's like a magic term, I guess. But shrine or like a... something else, like a sanctuary. Location is just kind of stupid. So ironically, this actually does... How the fuck do you invoke it, though? What does that mean, invoke? Like, obviously, I know what that is and I've seen it, but what does invoke mean in the context of this? It doesn't tell you how to invoke it. I guess I'll try it. It is fun how that synergizes with all the imp stuff, but the problem is... It doesn't necessarily... It comes too late, I think, is the problem. He sees that and he just doesn't even want to play because it's such a bullshit, stupid card. I agree. So you can't have 2 of those at once, which maybe takes up a bit too much space, but basically imagine you have 5 imps. You can buff one for +10/+10, right, in 1 turn. Or maybe +20/+20. Can you only use it once per turn? I imagine would be the case. Summon 2, and then do this.
We don't have any.
There's no reason to buff this turn. You can do it the next turn.
You have been
See, he wants to play a fun, interesting deck. And that's not what this is. But, whatever. Yeah, like, why are you even playing this in Wild when it's basically a standard deck anyway? But this is, you know, I try to have fun and then people destroy me. So then you become what you hate. You start using a bullshit thing yourself. But yeah, so I could do, so that means the Iron Juggernaut wouldn't be dead. We could still keep doing it and like, let's fucking just, for now, just do this. But yeah, like next time I could do one of each of those. One with the Zinajari thing, explore Ungoro, and then one with the... It's almost like I should make those two separate ones. Instead of having them together, right? Explore Ungoro and Zinajari in the same thing. Impending Catastrophe, draw a card, repeat for each imp you control. Which is nice and all, but I don't know that you really want to keep it in the mulligan because you're not going to have that many. But then again, you are, because all of your cards pretty much relate to that.
I see you brought guests.
This is almost not worth playing because... But then again, it's just not a good opening hand. It's amazing that Imp Yang Boss would be considered relevant in this way. Summon one, which is bad to do just by itself. And sorted with two libraries, which is using a bullshit card to the extreme. See, isn't it fun just to win and just to use something overpowered? It's just stupid, like... So don't need to do this yet, don't need to do this yet. Summon a 3-2. So any attempt to destroy this will at least create one more. And so now we can do this together in one turn. This is pointless right now, this is pointless right now. You gotta wait for more. I could even attack and do it myself, obviously. Although, I don't know. Choose a friendly minion, discover a minion of the same type. So you would discover a demon, though, not an imp. That's kind of the difference. A 2-3. I feel like I still want to do... Or why don't we do it this way? Do this and then do this. Whenever you draw a minion, summon a copy of the rush that dies at the end of the turn. Whenever you play a card, summon a 2-1 satyr. If only it was a 2-1 imp. Battle Cry and Death Rattle, draw a spell. Your hero takes damage equal to the cost. No. I guess that's fine for now. Isn't that satyr thing basically like Illidan anyway? So I can save the portal for whenever I want. Because that isn't Illidan like a 7-5 that summons a 2-1 Flame of Azeroth, so it's the same fucking thing. It just has like one more health, I guess. Let's see. You can summon 2 more and then buff something up. But now's not really the time when I even need buffs. I could do that and draw a bunch of cards. He's gonna AoE though. It's almost like I don't have to overcommit. You could buff this and get more, like buff it. There are no like phases in this game too, which flies in the contrast to so many other games that I've been playing. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can just attack at any time that you want. So buff this just so it doesn't die. Do this. And then you can just draw. You can summon 4 more. So now I have the choice between the 2 hero cards even. We can trade this. Or, I didn't mean to... Fuck. I didn't mean to even do that. Oh, whoops. Okay, I'm getting a little bit... Fuck. I thought that I had 2 that could still attack. My bad. I actually want to try Galakrond just to see, like, I don't know what invoke means anymore. Even though I've seen these so many times, what the fuck does it mean to invoke? Just use the hero power, or... Or you have to have cards that say invoke it, which is stupid. It's kind of like a Cthulhu thing where it's very specific. Give your demons +2/+2 for a 4/4. Shady bartender from Stormwind. This counts as a demon too, I guess. Maybe I could have done more, but I'm trying not to overcommit still. This would be kind of lame ranking up with this in Wild. Like, what's the point? Even then, it's still fun to play in Wild, even if you are using a standard theme deck. Like, use the same deck that you got to Legend and Standard with in Wild, and you might be able to do the same. Or maybe not, but you'll at least get to play against a cool variety of stuff that isn't just the same shit over and over, you know? The assumption with Wild is people will be using a variety of stuff, even if they ultimately don't. Like, this is an old deck, the Megafin thing, but it must have a lot of new Murloc cards in there, too. So, I just want to see, what is Invoke about? I just wanted to be able to summon the 2 imps. Desk Imp. I still don't even get it. I'm assuming... What the fuck? I'm going to actually look it up. How to invoke Galakrond. It must be... Invoke is an ability introduced. When an invoke card is played, it will be activated, as long as the player has it in their hand deck or battlefield. Invokes are needed to upgrade the battle cry. But what if you don't care about the battle cry, and you just want the imps? But then it's a bit too slow, I suppose. So you could buff this shit. He's taking damage anyway. Taking damage anyway, I'll be able to buff it to a 5, a 9.
Impressive.
So it works, but it I'm trying to force things in here that don't really make sense. Right, like it doesn't do anything except for, and I was actually lucky enough, I guess, quote unquote, to get an imp spawn out of it. So what are some of the invoke cards? Are any of them imps themselves? We could go like a blast to the past and do something. Of course, I'm not going to have them, but I don't know how I feel about that. Invoke, give your minions +1 attack. Invoke. How about an imp that... Wait, what? That's it? Wait. What? How can there be so few? Invoke. Wait, what is this mechanic? They made like a whole expansion about this, and there's so few cards that do it. If you invoke twice, gain 1 attack for each other friendly min. I mean, I guess these do kind of work into it a little bit. If you invoke twice, draw 3 cards. Like, because it's still about weenies and summoning stuff, and I guess I'll just keep playing this till I lose, though, in general. Which might never happen because it's just too strong. Even though I'm doing something that seems suboptimal. See, I'm still making it fun even with that. Forget the other hero, even though I had both. Just use fucking Galakrond. At least that's a unique variation of it, right? You get to summon 2 imps every turn, which is pretty bad. But then again, it does synergize with everything in this. The real problem is it's too slow. Like, it's a 7 cost. It's too late.
Shall be mine.
But it is obviously good. So you could just choose not to attack with this, I guess. It's just more so there to keep an imp on the field, or maybe it's worth it to play that. Or it's worth the 2 health to be able to attack with it. You can summon this. You got a 1, a 2, a 3. You don't necessarily have to do that yet because you're not going to stack up too many. So the dream is if you just can't get rid of too many. This is kind of sticky because of the health. This is kind of sticky because of the, obviously, the effect as well. That's not going to matter. Summon 4. So that doesn't matter yet, because what's that going to do? You would want to put this down first before you even think about playing that. So you could play this and then just use this because it's already down. This is one of those cards that you just hate, man. It's fucking trash. I hate it. It's so broken. Okay, this person might be see, this is fun. You get to pick on people using old stuff, shit stuff. Summon 2, you could upgrade. I think that's just a better curve play. You don't even necessarily want to do that. In fact, you definitely don't want to do that just to hit face, but and now what you could do is you can summon but you want to do that first. You want to do that first. You can summon 6 of them, which isn't even useful to do as long as the Imp Gang boss is out there. So you could just do this and this, but you want to do this first to be able to buff it like the same turn, let's say. So this is always good value. Just trade and oh shit. Alright, now you're just gonna get wrecked though. But I probably shouldn't keep damaging myself that way. What kind of board clear are you gonna have? So I could just do the one that summons 2 and then buff it for 5. Or there won't be enough room even. That's the trade-off. I guess you pay for the location, but I mean, come on. It's a small price to pay. He doesn't even know what to do. Probably not the right thing though. I doubt you have enough damage to just finish me off. Oh, I'm doing way too much damage to my own face though. I shouldn't have attacked with the 2 so many times, and I shouldn't attack with it still now. So this is going to destroy my own stuff, which is why I don't really get why you'd want to do that. I guess it's a good thing if they clear my board, then I'll do it. If not, I'll just kill them, right? It's like a last resort thing. You draw 3. It's a good recovery card, kind of. Okay. This is what we get for... But see, you could play this in standard too, right? Like, or maybe you can't. I don't even know. Oh, it takes a couple turns. Okay. That's very scary, but... So now do I play the guy just for armor? I guess I will, just to kind of see what it's all about. But that's a horrible time to do it. Like, why would you want to destroy your own shit? Summons a 3/3 when drawn. You draw 3 right away. You summon one, which doesn't actually work because... Okay, dude. So that was not good, but I just wanted to see how it works. Shuffle a rift in your deck, draw a card. Doesn't cost any health either. I let my health get a little bit too low, but let's see. Of course, they have the 40 health thing, which is sort of like one power creep to balance out another. But it doesn't seem like their deck is really that good. Although, I may be speaking too soon. I can use this as well. Like, why wouldn't this work? He's probably got something up his sleeve. Become immune this turn. I mean, this is risky to do. I will say that. Shovel this in. Just use that to gain even more armor and summon even more imps every turn. Oh my god. I don't even care if I lose, but... Stuff it into 0/4. Doesn't really bother me. But then it goes back to the hand. That's kind of the tough part. At the end of your opponent's turn, add... Oh, shit. But none of that can hit me right away, can it? It's all just, like, stuff on the board. Imagine if they get the hero card by doing that. This is pretty funny to use, but... Invoke twice. You just have to ignore the invoke thing and just realize that summoning 2 imps is pretty fun to do with an imp-themed deck.
No one crosses the uncrowned.
You could just combine all of those. Combine the Lakari thing, combine the Galakron thing, combine this thing. This guy doesn't... even mention imps on his name, so that's not even right. He couldn't still be alive, could he? What? Just kill him. So I had Galakrond in my back pocket too. I like that little mix-up. What other things could I do to mix it up? See, now we're actually winning, but this is fucking stupid. I'm just kind of pissed off because of last month. Like, all last month I tried to rank up with a fun-themed wild deck. Now it's like you realize you just can't do it. So why even bother? It's just retarded. What other things could I do? Like the Lakari thing, the maybe other Galakrond synergy. You don't really want any AoEs. What was like the other hero card? I guess you could do Gold Dawn, but that's too slow even. Too late of a play. Even this isn't bad, because imagine how high that's going to get. But you kind of have to keep it in your hand then the whole time, which you probably wouldn't want to do, but it seems like a fun... Shadowborn, reduce the cost of... the highest cost shadow spell in your hand by 3. What does this thing do? When you discard this, add 2 copies. Bane of Doom used to be good for a certain period of time. In fact, I'm probably using it in the classical thing. Discard your highest cost card. For the rest of the game, your lackeys are 4/4. You don't really have any removal for big stuff, so if it gets to the late game, you could just be bad. Even Mal'Ganis could be fun, right, to give your imps +2/+2, but this is just so much cheaper. Give them +2/+2 just for that, and that's pretty much all you have anyway. I don't really know why this is good. So much so that you have 2 of them. This wouldn't really be worth it, because it summons like Fell Hunters or whatever instead of imps, right? Anything that would overlap with imps is pretty hilarious. Doesn't that feel like it fits? Your whole goal is to just get... It's just not a good enough play. I mean, the invoke thing is one of those retarded insular mechanics like Cthulhu. You need cards that specifically... Like, what do they even do? I'm just gonna get fucking legend and wild with this shit. Who gives a fucking shit? Gain 1 attack, so theoretically, it's not bad, but compare that, for example, to the 1 cost. This does the same thing, except it synergizes with imp, so you're paying 2 more just to get the same thing. In fact, it's worse, too. It's a 1/1 versus a 1/3. It's just shit. So you lose 2 health, you pay 2 more mana just to invoke. It's just not worth it. Invoke, give your minions +1 attack. Not bad. I mean, certainly with a full board of imps, you could justify doing that. That'll be the one adjustment we just made, though, is to put Galakrond in there just for the fucking imp. I just like that, you know what I mean? Like, nobody is doing this, but it somehow fits. And that Lakari thing is cool, but it's not going to work because... How do I discard cards? Like, there's nothing that really would fit in here. It just doesn't really work. Culture on Jaina.
The time for dreaming is over.
Your soul shall be mine.
So you just keep this in your hand and just ignore it. Right? Tradable, summon 2 1/1s. I don't know whether these are good or not, really. To start with, like, 2 1/1s isn't good enough. You need other shit. You need the portal, for example.
I see you.
And summoning this out right away is... Well, there you go. I just can't even decide. But you can make it a 3/3 at least. And that maybe is good enough. It only costs 1. But you don't want it to die maybe too early. So if they're not going to do anything to react to it... At the very least, it's a 3/3. Oh shit, you're doing like multiple. Could you only do 1 main quest at a time? Since there's so many, I don't even know that. Summon 2 1/1s. Or you could just do this, and then summon 2 1/1s.
Are you little?
Like, just have a deck with every single quest. How many quests? Players can only have 3. No, not that. It's talking about like the daily quest. So it gives it +1/+1. So that at least makes it feel valuable. So then you can make that a 5/3 and let them deal with it. So you can't do it for another 2 turns or whatever. So you do have to pick your point. Maybe it's not as busted, but it's still busted. Has 1 more damage this whole game. Wait a second. Oh, that's from one of these, right? Or wait. I don't know. Wait a second. You can just upgrade your hero power just like that for 1. This gives everything health. This will bring stuff back and heal it. I feel like I don't even need to do anything as long as you're just kind of sitting there. Maybe I'll do this, even though it just kind of encourages them to AoE too much, I think. So this will bring stuff back. And the infuse is not really hard to do because you know, you would have to clear my board in the first place. And if you don't clear my board, then you're kind of screwed anyway. So we'll just play for that. I don't like this card. I probably should have tapped there. This is a garbage card. I kind of almost want to do like an all hero thing too. Like, give me every single hero card for the class. And just make it work. I'm kind of just waiting even for a board clear. I don't really want to... I don't want to do anything right now. They're just going to try to stall me out, I guess. I'll even settle for that. Just fucking 5/7. You're going to have to try to focus it down. I have a lot of shit to play. I guess I could discover. I guess I could do the 2. Or I could just wait. Turn a friendly minion, give it +2/+2. Whenever you target a minion with a spell casted again on its neighbors, I don't really have anything like that anyway. I don't know about that, but my Exna is interesting. So I'm going to copy of this infuse. Oh, I could discover something of these types too, but let me think. I should just ignore it and still just go face, honestly. Summon 2. Okay, I can't resist the imp thing. Give this minion's attack to a random friendly minion. Lifesteal.
Drain away.
Rushing down somebody who starts with 40 health. This is where we're at right now. So all heroes and all imp cards could be 2 other ways we look at this, right? Put in cards like this just because, again, they mention imp, so therefore you want to just commit to the theme. This is up to 10 already. So already better than, or like already as good as a Cthulhu. Well, not really, but it depends how much you commit to. And you don't have to do anything. Like, you're just... It's just going to happen on its own. You can deal 3 to everything. Give your demons +2/+2. Not enough mana to necessarily do that. May as well wait for 10 mana on that. You could maybe do this. And then... Okay, Potion of Polymorph. Summon 2 copies of this. I feel like this is okay to just do. So if it's 6/5 with taunt, I didn't even realize I had taunt. And if it dies, it summons 2 3/2s. This is so bullshit because, like, you're just gonna get to the... They keep clearing the board. It's like, play around this by not killing stuff and just let me overwhelm you on the board. Like, what the fuck? These are kind of pathetic because you can just match the 1/1s with that. just keep going face because the pressure's on them to clear the board. Like, it's never gonna stop. You're never gonna burn me out, dude. It's just so dumb. Maybe I could justify doing this now, even. Like, do this, hit face, blow this up, maybe, and just summon the Gang Master too. And so now what's gonna happen is you can basically almost kill them with that alone. And then this is actually way better than I would have thought, but again, we're still at bronze, whatever the fuck. So you could summon more of these. I love that line so much. It's a good line. So as long as you don't... Shit, that could be Ice Block though, that's the problem. Now I'm not gonna know. I feel like it's still worth it just to play this because it's so close. Summon a 3/3 that freezes, build a Brute. This one's kind of an important play because we have to decide. Summon 3 imps. Bring the stuff back. He's going to AoE it. Summon 2 copies. Why don't we summon the 2 copies and then buff them? I'm trying to keep holding stuff back, but maybe I don't have to. It does 7, fine. You can also do this. This is going to be a 4. You can destroy this just to prevent the... Shit. That didn't sound as enthusiastic when she said it that time. But maybe the luster wore off after you just heard it. Maybe if she gets summoned on the board, she gets a little deflated. And that was like an impossible boss for a while, too. Anybody who remembers not actually doing it, but just like any guilds who were trying to do it, it was one of the hardest bosses, right? Wasn't it like almost impossible for a while, and then they always have to nerf it. But what does that do? Solarian Prime goes into the deck. Has 5 random mage spells. Is that actually what it was called? Because I feel like the Prime thing is just used to... I think you're just dead, dude. 21. Just don't do another Ice Block or some dumb shit. So I can clear their board and just do it.
Well done, cretin.
Damn, that's a pretty harsh line. This is so stupid, man. Some of these cards are just... Oh my god. They're so broken, it's not even fun to play them. Now, obviously, this you have to have from the beginning, but that's so stupid. And it's lifesteal, too. It doesn't even waste time with, like, an animation where it does 1 at a time. It just does it. Somebody did, like, 40-something to me with that. Playing the best meta decks as always. Shake my head. Yeah, I don't even know if this is still the best, but it's certainly good. This might be an easy way to get to Legend. I said I was going to play till I lose, and I thought it would happen a while ago, but it's just not happening. Of course, I have to put some weird stuff in here, like Galakron. In fact, I started off doing Renounced Darkness, but then I kept getting destroyed, so... That's the funny thing. I can say, like, oh, I got to Legend with the Renounced Darkness, but it just happened to be in my deck. It doesn't mean I'm going to use it, ever.
Gul'dan versus Uther. I will fight with honor.
I don't know why this guy is good. I mean, these are kind of garbage. There's no reason to really trade it, like to keep it just to trade it. You have to pay a mana just to do it. You may as well do this, and then you can always put this in front of it. Could have given it 1 more health, but it just doesn't even seem worthwhile. It's not bad, it just doesn't seem that good either. You could trade it. You could put something in front of it. I guess I could just do this and then this. Let's see what he's going to be able to do to deal with it. I may as well just do this in standard then, because it basically is a standard deck. I don't see the point. You get to at least play against a variety of decks in Wild. Like, so even if I was using the best standard deck, which I doubt that this is, then I would still want to play it in Wild because the matchups will be more varied and interesting. Maybe I'm playing into his AoE a little bit too much, but when enemy attacks had its attack and held to 1, huge difference there. Yeah, now we'll get to our fucking gold and diamond and shit that we couldn't do last month with the actual fun decks. This is what happens. You try to have fun and then it just breaks you down. You become exactly the thing you hate. Okay, but he's not going to have an AoE still for that little. What the fuck? Okay, I don't know what that card is. Not the biggest fan of just doing that, but I guess it's fine. So if they survive, then they all become plus 3/3s. And then if he wipes the board again, then I can resummon them and give them whatever. So this is a pretty killer play. I love that I'm committing to Galakron though. Because the hero power feels so intrinsic. If you're going to commit to imps, you may as well do it. The problem is the battle cry is garbage and it's way too expensive. You're basically paying 7 just to get the hero power. So that is certainly suboptimal and not at all advisable for this.
I've got the beast in my sights.
What was that, dude? Wow, fun, fair, balanced, amazing. Oh shit. I'm just toying with him. I'm just messing around just to make it interesting. Draw a card, repeat for each imp you control. So that's at least 4 of them. I don't think I have anything that really even does damage directly to them, so it's not like we would be presenting lethal anyway. I thought this gives you like a weapon, doesn't it? When you summon it, like a 5/2 claw. Maybe you have to invoke it first to get that. Because then I could just do that and like whack him with the claw. Because I'm sure I've seen people have that. Let me see. I never really used Galakron. That was like after I stopped playing for a while. Galakron, Hearthstone, Warlock. It's kind of stupid because, again, it's like a Cthulhu thing where everything are very uncollectible, but then how come I have it? Ha ha ha. Oh, wait. Oh, it's the improved version. So does this give you a weapon or doesn't it? 5 armor. Need a weapon, I need a weapon or claws. What the fuck does that mean? How big does the streak become? It only becomes 2 or does it become, it's become like 4, doesn't it? I don't think I've lost a game in a while. You can only put 8+ mana cards in your deck and make this battle cry better. I guess I still don't know. I already played him, but he doesn't give you a weapon. Or I don't think he gave me one. It's pretty unclear with stuff like that. Like it shows you the armor that you get. This is so dumb.
Your soul shall be mine.
I guess you can do that and just give everything health. Yeah, put only 8 mana cards and then do that druid card that gives you 20 mana. Max of 20 mana crystals. Okay, so this is ideal. This is a win condition because you can just let your stuff die. So you're not even trying to kill them with the imps on the board. You're just trying to get enough imps to die where they fucking get destroyed by this. It's like this is the kind of win condition that there's no commitment to do. It's like you're already going to summon stuff and you're already going to try to kill them with it. So what are you really giving up to do that? At least with Cthulhu, you have to build your whole deck around it. This wasn't even on the deck list. It's just something that I thought would work with it because I've seen people do stuff like that. It's so stupid. They're paying 7 mana for 5 armor, summoning a random demon, and being able to get a hero power that lets you summon 2 imps, which doesn't sound that bad, but just by the modern standards, that's actually considered bad, I guess. So this is already up to 6. I think 5 bonus stars is the max, but you need to be in the top 100 legends last month to get it next month, if I remember correctly. Oh. You can kill the fairy dragon. We could trade these, but I don't really feel the need to. I haven't really used that trading mechanic very much. Now I can just give all these +2/+2, except for the 1/2 is technically not a demon. So if he just lets the board sit as it is, even now, it's very threatening. You have to be careful sometimes not to attack with the 2/5. You should get like a different card back for Legend and Wild. It shouldn't be the same thing. It should be like one with the little with the little vines on it or something different. So you can still buff this shit up. In fact, oh no, you can't do them both. It almost seems premature. It doesn't seem good enough. I could do these like together is kind of what I'm going for. I shouldn't really let the Armor Smith just sit there though either. First playable card, they have 1 turn to play it, destroy soul fragment. I don't have soul fragments. I guess I could have killed the Armor Smith there, so I might live to regret that. No trading, only face. That really is what this is about, because now I have like, I'm gonna have so much damage in my back pocket that it doesn't even matter. This was pretty good for a while. Okay, now I want to buff shit, and then I can trade easily. Let's see. Just do this, do this. Now you got a 4/5 and a 4/7. I guess the 4/7 is pretty scary. Even if it's gonna end up killing me, who cares? So he's gonna clear the board, he's gonna brawl or something. And then if I had that 6-cost guy, he would summon them back. Or maybe he doesn't have it, in which case he's just screwed. Yeah, this will keep as insurance in the back overhead. Curse, but now you shouldn't overcommit. You should just wait. And that's also a good way to look at it. Like, you want to make this the strongest, because then if they're forced to remove it, so then you don't have to worry about the two damage that they're gonna do. And so the point is, you're kind of buffing up something that you want to die anyway, so it doesn't just keep killing you. Well, this could go on for a while. I didn't realize how much of an impact this would have. I guess I'll get to silver and then stop if I don't lose, because I'm not going to just do this all day again. I wasn't even planning on playing this too much today, but my fucking Xbox thing doesn't work right. Like, if you try to play a game on there, it like lags for some reason. It's like the free pass or whatever. Okay, I don't want to do that, because this is a pretty good hand actually, because these are going to be pretty strong to get out early game. The big thing is you have to resist the temptation to attack with them in the hit face. You got to trade with them or something, because, or they're there just to keep an imp counter out on the board. In fact, pointing into it even is questionable, but because we have 2 of them, I can justify it. So I'm not even going to follow my own advice, and I am going to go face. And then as soon as he summons something to try to deal with it, I'll put a taunt in front. What would you want to play on Xbox? Well, it's not on Xbox, it's on the Game Pass. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, I was doing like a whole format where I play every game in a row on there as a permadeath. So like I was doing a Plague Tale Innocence or whatever. Face is the place. I'm gonna 3-2 imp. I don't want to do that. Now we can just put this in front and then force her to deal with that. Now this is an overcommitment to which I could suffer greatly. I should not have done that many things. So let's see what they can do. You should probably hold back at least one of those. What could a rogue have on turn 4 to deal with this? Maybe not much. Oh shit, they're just gonna lose right now. Oh, this does have rush though. They're gonna make sure to kill this. Let me think. I'm gonna be doing a lot of damage to myself here. Look at that. Okay, don't overcommit beyond that though. So I'm presenting 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. But I don't actually have lethal. Deal 3, at least it doesn't deal it to the ones next to it. 2. This is such a silly way to try to kill them because of how much damage you're doing to yourself. Oh yeah, preparation vanished. That's true. I don't know if Blade Flurry is still a thing anymore. I think they kept nerfing it to where it's completely garbage now. You can summon 2 3/2s. You could do this, you could do this. Do this again. So it's going to be a 4/3. As long as their health is lower than your health, I guess you can justify doing it. So even if you clear my board, I have some good stuff in reserve. It's almost like she's playing a mind game with me. She wants me to keep attacking with the 2s to get myself low enough to finish me off. Right? She's deliberately not killing them. I should probably stop now, but she's so close. I can taste it. I just need something that can buff. See, she's going to kill the imp now, not the 3-1, I mean. Yep, look. Oh, shit. Because it's stronger too, I guess, but... Oh, here we go. Give them plus 2/2. So I'm going to copy and then summon this. Okay, this time I'm not going to attack, though. I'm going to just let you deal with my board, presenting lethal. So the point is, even if you clear the board, I have a whole bunch more that I can summon. Summon 2 3/2 M's. Summon 4 1/1 M's, which arguably this isn't even that good, but let's see what you have. Basically, if you don't have Vanish, you should probably just be dead. Imagine if she double eviscerates these when I'm at 11 health. Be kind of a sad compromise to make. Look how easy it is, though, when you use something that's even remotely good. I don't even think this is that good, but it's obviously semi-meta. But this is just like one of the ones on the main deck screen, like the recipes that Blizzard shows you themselves. So you would think there'd be better stuff, always better stuff than that people come up with on their own. They're not going to put like the best deck there right from the beginning. They wouldn't even necessarily know what it is. That's the whole fun of it. People will come up with some crazy shit that they weren't even planning to be good. Leroy Shadow Step. That would be interesting. So is this still lethal with the +2/+2? You did get the Shadow Step, but not the way that...
The top shelf is X.
It doesn't even really matter what order you do anything in there. A little bit of overkill BM, but I didn't even do the math. It's just like, you don't even have to calculate anything, just fucking do random shit, and you're gonna win. So we're almost at silver already. This is kind of lame, but whatever. I'm sure at some point you'll be facing some resistance. This is still at bronze. But see, this is how bronze should be. I shouldn't have been struggling like last time. Struggling to get past bronze with a fucking decent deck. Or at least, it evidently wasn't decent, but... Okay, now this is a little different. Because here I might get rushed down myself. So you have to play this a little bit differently.
I see you brought
In fact, they have 40 health, so it's a bit... And by playing defensively, I mean just do damage to yourself right away. Holy shit. Summon 2 2/1 bats. That's pretty good for a 2 cost. You could do this and that, or this is probably better because
We don't have any.
there's no reason to go face here, I don't think. You gotta defer to the hunter. He's the one who's gonna be going face. So summon a copy, infuse, summon 2 copies instead. So you get a little doppelgangster thing here. That's actually better too, because that summons 2 2/2s. Or 3 2/2s. He seems to be very worried about this 2/5. Or maybe he wants me to kill myself with it, basically. But the whole logic here is just like... I kind of want to avoid playing that if I can. A 5/6. You don't want to give him anything. After you play a card, probably not going to be relevant, so that's fine. Like, if I don't attack, then he's going to hit me for 2 anyway, so it's just saving yourself damage. And then he might buff it or do some other crazy crap. So, turn 4, I kind of want him to kill a couple of my things so I can justify doing this. Otherwise, I don't really want to. But maybe I will anyway. Because again, hunters are just different. He's not going to be able to clear my board as well, but he is going to be able to hit my face a little bit. Well, that didn't accomplish a damn thing. So I'm just going to do nothing then. Just let him try to deal with the board. It should only take like 2 more wins to get to silver, unless I lose my win streak. But I somehow don't think that's going to happen. Although I am a little bit bothered by his health here. Draw a card, repeat for each imp. I only have 1 imp. That's fine. I mean, you can't really play around Explosive Trap that way. So you can get 3 things on the board. Or, I don't know. Summon 2. I kind of want to do these together. Or maybe I could just do... It's kind of like a bad curve play. But I'll still do it. You could have maybe summoned Malchezaar and wait, but I kind of don't want to play that slow. Now I can do this and get some card draw. I'm trying to avoid playing this because now my health is an issue. There's not much healing in this deck. Right, I have Galakron for 5 armor, and I have the other guy for 5 armor, the other hero card. So these actually have charge. So you could do some creative stuff with them, like buffing them and going face. But he seems more worried about the board. Wait, what's that about? Why are you doing that? What? Why not just kill one of them then? He must have a plan for next turn, but... That's kind of weird. So you're letting me do I mean, of course, he's in no danger, really, of dying here. I may as well summon something big. Because he's not... Let him address the board. I'm a little bit worried about this, actually. You think Brand Bronzebeard would be good in this deck because of the Flame Imp synergy? I mean, sure, if you're trying to make it harder for yourself. Hard mode challenge. 5/5 I can easily trade into. So I could do this. and then draw. And then trade, and then hit face. So now the health is looking more favorable. Can he deal with my board? And the answer is probably not very well. Although the Unleash the Hounds now could be scary, because he could get 5, and then he could buff it with like a Timberwolf or something, and then he could do 10 to the face. So those kind of combos do exist in Wild. Charge is just a mechanic. See, he's saving me trouble by doing that. He's probably got another explosive trap though. But I could buff to play around it.
The top shelf is.
Bear trap doesn't bother me too much. We should be pretty much dead. It's hard to imagine. You can summon a Void Walker just to be safe. Out facing the Hunter. That's not going to do anything. Explosive trap wouldn't matter. On a roll. It's already predicting that I'm going to win. Or it registered that he conceded before I even saw it. What a degenerate way to play. I might still take 2 more. Jesus Christ, dude. This does remind me of the Pirate Warrior thing. But that was even faster, where I went from like rank 20 to rank 3 in like a few hours. Like in 2 hours. Whereas I had spent like the whole... It would normally take like the whole month to get to that point. Like to get from 20 to 1 or whatever. Just because, again, even if you lost, it would go so quickly. Instead of taking an hour to win 1, lose 1. So you'll spend like 3 or 4 hours playing just to... I don't know that I even want that right now. I don't think I do. Cute Foxy. So, I haven't actually gotten this, even though this is such an important card. I haven't gotten that very much here. It's amazing the Voidwalker stood the test of time. Like, it's still actually used in decks. It's never really changed. So you could do this. Do I take a chance? What AoEs does he really have? Is he going to Fan of Knives or something? Because I could already just start to buff. Even if he clears the board, I could do it again. Right, make him sweat a little bit. I'm a little bit starved on cards. That's not really a big deal. You could just do this and kill it. In fact, in a weird way, it might be better to buff this. Now, I could do a little overcommit here with this. It's unlikely that's going to be a good play, but you got to think about who you're playing against, too. It's only turn 3, and look at my board. Like, unless they have some kind of crazy combo, I don't see them dealing with this. This is so stupid. Deal damage to the enemy hero. Like, who cares about that, dude? May as well tap for some extra cards. I don't even feel bad, though, after what happened last month. I was trying to have fun, so... Let's see how far we can really get with this. I mean, I'll just get to silver today, but... And by today, I mean like right now. You can draw like a dozen cards. You can also buff something up to an extreme. But I think I just have lethal. Wait. This buff could be really good. So why don't we buff first and then hit this and then yeah. Good math. It was actually a perfect lethal. On a roll, tier 7. This just shows you what a trash experience it is to do this. Like, don't do this. I'm just doing it because I'm pissed. I do think I should get Legend though, and just to have it in Wild. It's an experience that you should have with the game before it shuts down and dies, because everybody complains about meta shit that they choose to use themselves.
Versus Thrall.
It lasted 10 years, not a bad run. So this is like the big boss battle. You may as well keep that even though arguably you shouldn't. It's not the kind of deck that relies on its hero card, per se. At the very least, I don't see myself losing to a rush deck. I might lose to a control deck that outlasts my rush, which is arguably possible, like a priest or something. They have 3 cards with overload.
Greetings, friend. I greet you.
You have both hero cards, even. So you may as well just do this. The next turn I can do the 2/1 cost. In fact, I almost forgot about the hero cards because we've seen them so rarely. This comes from a slower time, even though it was still power creep, like, by that point. It's just like, imagine having a hero power that summons 2/1/1 imps. What a cool idea. Okay, we can just do both of these. Hit this stupid thing. I gotta make my own. Once I become a big streamer, I'll make my own format where I just, you know what I mean? Like, I'll play against people in like a self-made tournament that you can only use decks that are approved and fun and interesting and bad, right? Less is more. That's why I like Chaturanga or whatever the fuck, because you have to be more creative with it to make it work. Whereas here you just kind of face roll through. Although my hand is kind of bricked. This is one of the, these are the 3 highest cost cards in the whole deck actually. But the likelihood of drawing something that I can play is 100% because there's nothing else. Unless I draw the other one of this, that would be bad luck, bad karma, but not really, because even if I lose, like, look at how extremely good this has gone. It does take a while though still, like, this just took to get past Brawn, so, you know, it's not like a super quick. It felt like it was easier to do getting up ranks, like from 20 to 10 or 10 to 1. I don't know how the math would work out. So I can put down this library. Probably worth doing. I don't know if going face is really the play there, but I'm a little bit starved for actual stuff on the board though. This is the worst case scenario hand here. Maybe I'll win with this guy. Spell damage +1, overload +1. The point is his next turn is going to be kind of slow. I just don't have any imp stuff. Swap the attack and health, destroy a random thing, summon a 9/1. I don't know why that would be good. That could maybe do something. I don't really know. This is actually really the worst case scenario of what could happen here. I don't have anything going. No imps, nothing. At least next turn I can buff stuff, but he's going to kill most of my stuff. The 2/3 would count as a demon, so at least we get the +2/+2. Deal 9. Okay. He can basically clear my board even. What is this? I have to play a card with... Oh, shit. Okay, I might actually have trouble with this one. That's fine. That's fine. This guy could come in a little clutch here, I guess. Pretty tough spot to be in. If only I could have killed that too. That's where the AoE can come in handy. If only it was don't deal damage to everything but demons, but that would obviously be a bit too good. Okay, now we have to make something happen quick because my health is an issue. You could do this as well, but that's a little bit silly. Okay, I don't know if this is really a good thing, unless he has some crazy way to buff it. You really think that's gonna... It actually might play a factor here. Damn, dude. Draw a card, repeat for each imp you control. So summon 2. And have that many died? I feel like I have to hold off on that. Summon this. Maybe summon this. Summon this. Summon even this. Then buff this twice. Just to give him something to deal with. Right, so now those gates are going to come into play a couple turns from now. 2 turns from now. It does take up a lot of space on your board, but I guess I'm not using it that effectively this time anyway. Deal 2. Yeah, at least distract him with that. Because I'm very low on health. I don't like this.
No littering.
Rush lifesteal 6-4. He could just kill me here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Alright, so this is a weird one, but that's fine. Imagine that actually being good.
Well played.
Oh, he even has it out of the hand.
Well done, Creed.
Okay, that's fair enough. We've been rolling through a little bit too easily. I did start off with kind of the bricked hand scenario that's very unlikely to happen at this point. Like, oh, maybe it'll start getting actually reasonable now that we're closer to silver. Bronze is way too easy. So what is it that caused me to... I mean, obviously you shouldn't have Galakrond in here, but I can't help it. That's one fun element here. Because I want to see the game where I keep summoning those 2/1/1 imps every turn. As if that's even such a good thing. You can basically do that anyway, because you have so many cards that bring out imps. This guy's at least experienced. He has that gold portrait.
Your soul shall be
Maybe I'll keep
mine.
one of these, but certainly not both. At least the win streak went down the tube now. You never want to play this as just a 3-2, but... Man, maybe I'm getting a little bit unlucky now with these starting hands. You probably shouldn't even keep this, but... At least we'll get the infuse effect here for sure. You could justify doing this because... I'm just going to hope that I draw into something. There you go. He sees what it is and he's already out. I mean, look, dude, I tried playing with fun stuff that isn't meta. I don't even think this is one of the top things, though, is it? Maybe it's better than what I think. It's literally one of the recipes on the front page of the class, though, when you go to make a new deck. So it can't be that great.
Gul'dan versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Your soul shall be mine.
That's pretty good. It's a question of what do I really want to bring out on the first turn, and they didn't even see what I had, so what, just warlocks in general get a bad rap? Okay, now it should be easy enough to just win one more, guaranteed silver. So what took me all last month to do with the theme decks, it's taken me 1 day to do this month with something at least semi-constructed here. At least I can say, oh, I didn't net deck. I just used the one in the game. Fucking, the recipe. Like, come on. You could get this shit with Whizbang the Wonderful. You just wouldn't be guaranteed to get it every game. Or you could even get it just for logging in if I didn't get gypped on that. Because I know that it does that. It says choose a theme deck or whatever.
Gul'dan versus Nemzi.
At least it's a mirror matchup, so they could be doing the same thing.
Soul shall be mine.
I don't mind that as a 1, 2, 3, but this is arguably not good here. Just keep the pressure on. So the funny thing is when two of these go against each other, the battle becomes more about the board than the face, because we'll both be trying to clear each other's board out so that we don't get rushed down. Right? You can't afford to let them do the same thing you're doing, necessarily. So 2 people just resigned immediately against me. So maybe that means warlocks are just busted now because of all this. But that can be. I'm sure other classes have. Like, hunters seem really strong with the whatever that hero power thing is. They keep upgrading their hero power, and then they kind of do like an Anduin thing where they keep resetting it every time they play a spell, and it costs 0. That could be really good. Or I've seen how many people have been using it, at least. Would you hurry up? So you can do this. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. No turn 4, though. This guy is really good. 5, 4, 4, plus 2 to everything. At least if it said plus 2 to imps only, then you have to commit to the specific thing. But demons is very broad. Like, this would appear in other stuff, too. That's just so good. Oh god, what is this, dude?
Extraordinary.
Are you gonna coin out life tap? Oh my god, dude. Well, this is the last one. We're gonna beat them for sure. Roping on turn 1, dude. Come on. Someone only 1. That's not worth doing. Now it's a question of whether to go face with the 2-5 or not. Why do people do this? Okay. Now it doesn't auto end their turn, so she can still sit there and think. This is a try hard at bronze, but I guess you don't necessarily know that they're at bronze. They could be like, why is it shining there? If it's part of the portrait, I can understand it shining here, but there was like some gold speck off to the side. Okay, take your time, whatever, dude. Even Pokemon gives you 25 minutes to do a single game, but people usually don't do that. I could put Renounced Darkness in here just to say for the fuck of it, but I don't know. You could summon a bunch more and see what they do. They could certainly do... Or maybe I won't commit that hard. Maybe I'll tap, and then I'll do this, and then I'll set up for the buff next turn, but without putting so many on the board. So I'm committing, but not over-committing. In fact, Defile wouldn't even work on its own. He would have to do something else to the 2-5. Like, do 3 to the 2-5 with that Siphon Life or whatever it's called. They're playing a little bit dangerously if they're not going to address my board at all. Like, I'll do the buff. Or no, I can't do it yet. So do I commit any further than this? And the answer is I probably shouldn't, because I'm sure they have something in store for me. Let them deal with the board at least. The funny thing is they could be playing like Handlock or something, even, you know, like... Classic stuff obviously is playable in Wild. Anything is playable. That's the whole fun of it. Despite people's willingness to not do that. That's so sad. I guess casual could be fine, because then you don't even care, really. Like, I'll do a Renounce in casual just for the fuck of it. Whenever there's any kind of rating involved, people to go all full tryhard mode. For some reason, I thought I was on turn 5 already, where I could just do the guy now. So I'm going to not overcommit. Yeah, no reason to overcommit.
Legally binding.
Just go like this, and then next turn I can buff them up.
Too many cards.
I don't know what they're doing. This is some kind of bot thing where they're just farming out games or something, but they're not going to get that much for losing. Like, what are you trying to do? Something's weird about this guy.
Extraordinary.
Okay, dude. At least we win. Here, this will be... Everything gets +2, so that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh shit, maybe I'll be 1 short. The one thing you definitely don't have with this is damage out of the hand. So if you don't have enough on the board, you pretty much can't kill them, you know. You have to be aware of that. So I don't have lethal even with this amazing board and buff. Nope, you don't gotta go fast. You gotta take as long as possible. We've seen this a lot, where like they mouse over their hero power, they mouse over their portrait, they use their hero maybe, like, but they don't actually play the game. So they must be farming for something or botting. But I don't really see what this would benefit you. How this would benefit you.
The top shall be.
I thought you'd be 1 left, but he actually has 2 left. Somehow I did my math wrong. Okay. So I don't know what that was, but we get to silver. I'll do 1 renounce just to say that I actually won a game with renounce, but not in this mode then. That's the way you should do it then. Just play casual. You shouldn't try to rank up with it. Who cares? That's so sad. I wanted to do a little bit of both, but... you just can't do it. Or at least I'll get enough cushion with that to be able to mess around in ranked with this. So even if I lose, I won't care. So every episode, I should get at least 1 level up, like from bronze to silver. Now next time should be silver to gold, then it should be gold to... could even be more than that. Or might be less, because it might be super... it might start to get a little bit more difficult. Alright, last one. But yeah, this is basically as far as I got last month. Right, like silver, what is it? Silver 10. Yeah, casual might actually be the way to go, because but you're still gonna get your ass beat by stupid stuff, but then I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even in ranked, because who really cares at this stage in the thing, but apparently people do, like where they're going full tryhard mode. If you win 5, you get the special card back, yeah. Which I should have made a point to do, even when I wasn't playing the game. It's not that hard to just win 5, just to collect all of them, but who really cares? It's just fun to have that customization. Were the opponent? Probably not. Probably a super tryhard who's far better deck at least. 2-2. We're just gonna do renounce. Although it is always tempting to play Gul'dan. I guess it doesn't matter what else you have then, or at least this we can use to push things further a little bit. Give up 1 hero card for another. And there were games where I played both. Like, that's the whole fun of it.
Legions I command.
Now, this could be some garbage new player. It could be somebody with an amazing thing.
Extraordinary. My greetings.
You don't have to do anything yet. You might say, oh, haha, picking up new players. But the fact of the matter is, this is not going to be a very good deck itself, so... Actually, it's not that bad, but you have to not play for Renounce. You want to life tap a couple turns and then do it. I guess I didn't really have to do that, but... They hit me in the face with the claw, which is probably not acceptable. You didn't have to coin that out either. So this person just doesn't know what they're doing. Which is perfectly fine. This would be pretty intimidating to play as a new player. Like, people act like Hearthstone is so simple, but definitely it wasn't as simple as people said, and certainly now it's way too complicated because it's power creeped out the ass. Let's see what we got here. Deal 8 damage, cost 2 less for each frozen enemy. Jaina. Next secret you play. I don't really know whether I should go for that or not. 8, any excess continues left or right. So how would it determine if you have stuff to the left and the right and it's not going to die from it? How would it determine which one to go for? Or would it split it? You could just do that. Cost 2 less. Don't really care about that. If you play the rightmost, draw a card. You could do this. I mean, I don't know why you would do it. I guess just because you don't feel too threatened by the stuff that he has. So you can't even complain like, oh, this guy's using an overpowered deck. He's using Renounced Darkness. So even if you're a new player, you have a chance. But I don't know why you would do that, though. Like, and coin out Jaina and just roll you over with that. Like, I won't even feel bad about it because it's like I'm using a random thing.
My greetings.
This jungle hides many secrets.
So this turn we can coin out Jaina with no remorse. At least when you get it this way, this is like playing Arena. You're dealt a good hand or a bad hand. And he's just obviously... Alright, I'm okay with this, but... Sometimes in casual... See, now this makes it almost too easy, but... Only take 1 damage at a time. So now you just win no matter what. There's just nothing. Yeah, fear those who meta deck. Do not fear skill, because... Do not fear skill. Fear those who net deck. Because nobody has any skill anyway. They're just all fucking clowns. It's all just about...
They'll never know.
Using whatever's best at the time. That they don't even come up with themselves. That's the worst part. It's not even just... Okay, do this. You could do this and then ping it and then hit that. You can basically just do whatever because this is gonna be too easy. It'll be impossible in ranked because people try hard too much, and it'll be too easy here because it'll all be new players and stuff.
By my frozen heart.
Put one of each of your secrets from a deck into the battlefield. So now, I don't know actually the best mathematical way to do this. 3, 4, it doesn't really add up to being able to clone. Just clear the board, I guess. Didn't really have to do that, but now unless they have card draw, they should just be out of it. All the old classic cards. Only take 1 damage at a time. I didn't really have any death rattles. I've drawn a card. If you played a Naga while holding this, doesn't really matter. Add a random spell.
Dead or alive.
The frozen enemy thing could always be relevant here. Let's just leave him with Core Hound too. Fuck it. Oh, it costs 2 less for each thing that's frozen? Dire Frenzy. Oh shit, that's his ace card. Gonna beat us with that. Imagine going face too. Angora Pack. Summon 3 5/5s with taunt. You know what? Let's play it a little differently. He wants to go face, let him. Let him try to face me before I face him. That is a pretty crazy card. Like, doing that in Arena is god tier. I feel like they didn't have lifesteal. Maybe they made it even better by adding that. He just can't even get through my shit. And I have Ice Block too. Okay. Fine, so we'll do the theme decks in casual, and we'll do that shit in wild, because you can't. I almost wanted to take it as a challenge, though. Like, let me try one here and just see what happens. Okay, actual last one. You are being matched with a player of your skill. Oh my god.
Gul'dan versus Sylvanas.
The penalty for treason is death.
Your soul shall be mine.
Why did she say that? Treason like that. We'll just do this to whether we do renounce or not doesn't matter. Like if it's appropriate, I'll do it. If not, but see, then you end up not playing for the fucking thing anyway. Or you can do it as like a last resort, but then it's not gonna save you anyway. Why do these people take so long like this? Pretty cool portrait.
Legions I command. Behold, my legions. Ah, I see you've brought guests.
Using Cthulhu, okay. Not too crazy. Let's see if we even get renounced, first of all. You can't blame me if I just don't get it, but I guess you should mulligan for it. Like, mulligan everything no matter what, unless it's renounced. Whatever you get. But sometimes keeping Gul'dan and Jaraxxus is important because that could be your whole win. Oh, don't just AFK out like these other clowns. Why are you doing that? Well, whatever. I'll take the win if they're gonna do that, but why would you do that? There must be some benefit to doing it. Okay, now we could renounce, but I just want to get enough cards to be able to do it. You have no time, but yet you're wasting time. Okay, you hit me in the face with that. So you can't do it yet because you just don't have enough cards. That's the problem. Oh, wow. These people are trolls, man.
No time for games.
Why do they do this? And then they're not going to do anything else. Don't you care about your silver 10 rating that you're going to lose for this? Okay, I'll do this a little bit more and then maybe next turn I could do it. Or I could coin out and do it. But see, ordinarily if they're trying to rush me down, this would be very bad to wait this long. They'll do that and nothing else, but then they'll wait till they rope. They're like playing with their cards, but they won't actually. What is this card back? That's very cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before, have I? What one am I using even? I don't even know what one this is. Of old god imagery in the Darkmoon Fair. Like, was that something that they revealed in lore? Maybe like some contrived thing. Oh, this is how the old gods spread their influence over time through the Darkmoon Fair. They must be affiliated with it somehow, something like that. That would be a stupid way to try to rope it in. Okay, now I'll do it. You have 9, so really you only have 8. Taunt, if you cast a foul spell, gain +2/+2. So nothing really going to synergize with it. 8, at the end of your turn, summon a random demon, which we should have plenty. Has attack equal to the number of cards you've drawn. Lifesteal, if you cast a foul spell, look at the top 3 cards, shuffle one of them into their deck. You have 2 of these. It does seem to repeat certain cards sometimes. Like, maybe it has some kind of bias to do that. Like, it'll pretend like it's a constructed deck, so it won't just give you random stuff. It'll give you stuff that is similar to itself once it generates it. I don't know. Rope Ounce Huntress. That's a pretty sick picture, though. I don't know why she holds her S's, though, like she's a snake, though. For treason. Treason. Maybe it's supposed to be like a Naga version of her? This is more like Lady Vosh than Sylvanas, if they're going to do that for her. They must have a Vosh one, too. Fun and variable game. At least I'm gonna win at Silver 10 with the Renounced Darkness, which is a real accomplishment here. Start of your turn, deal 3 damage to everything. You may as well just summon some 2 cost or 3. Look at the top 3 cards, sure. Oh, if it's Outcast, which is not. The cost of that is sometimes questionable. Like, maybe that's too good for being able to do it for 1 mana. I feel like they're never going to add Death Knights or Monks or anything. It's going to make me overdraw. Oh, now they've actually started to play though. Summon 7 1/1s with Rush. If they all die, oh shit. Summon 7 more. A lot of our stuff is a little bit high cost. I don't want to really take too much more to the face. Just take as long as possible, dude. Oh, come on, dude. I mean, at least it'll be easy for me to win if they are playing like that, but or more like they're not playing like that.
I have no time for games.
7 6 6. If it takes damage, summon a 2/2 null with taunt. Pretty good in arena, I would say, or at least it probably was. I don't remember really ever getting it, but I like how this almost becomes a fanfic. Like, a lot of the cards in this are just hypothetical scenarios, like Frostlace Jaina, that don't actually happen, but could happen. Gain 8. One, so we could use this to kill it, for example. 2 and 2. There's nothing else that even really makes sense. Lifesteal, if you cast a foul spell. A little bit questionable to let my health drop that much, but it's okay. So they've done nothing so far besides play that Murloc. I do have a little bit of lifesteal, which is good. You can't do this, can't do this, can't do this. Summon 7 1/1s with Rush. I guess if they really make a big board, I could do that.
My hand is full.
Jacking themselves out. Your other characters are immune while attacking, which includes my hero. Corrupt means you have to play something higher cost first, which it wouldn't really synergize between the fact that the costs are reduced, right? This is technically 3, but so is this, so maybe it would work though, because the original cost is higher than the current. No, I don't know. Yeah, way to just make it take as long. Either people do shit like this, or they obviously are tryhards. Meta deck, next deck. One or the other ruins the experience, but I still like it. Well, the lifesteal is kind of important because I am getting a little bit low. Just double kill command hero power will almost do me away. Pit commander as opposed to pit lord. Everybody's immune.
You want my respect? Earn it.
I guess that could have gained lifesteal too. Wait. Whatever, I don't know what happened there, but why didn't I gain anything from this? I was trying to kill that with my hero. They're looking at everything and mousing it over, but I don't know why they're doing it like this. I do have a lot of good stuff now, but it's hard to measure how good this really was when they just refuse to do anything. Fire 4 missiles at random things that deal 2 each. This is 5, 8, 10, 12. Plus 8, 20. There's no lethal in mine, but I could just leave that there, although it's a little bit risky. Or using the immune thing, I could just do this and take care of it myself. That might be a better idea. I mean, this is expensive, but it can certainly be like, compare that to like Gorehowl, where you get a 7 attack thing that can, you know, attack multiple times. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Poor man's Gorehowl. Make sure this could be used to finish somebody off, but so could that then. Even on the next turn. I might just ignore it. Also +4 at the start of your turn, increase damage of its stocks by 1. I'm just gonna ignore it because I don't think they can do anything to me. Now they'll do some OTK that they've been planning and thinking of their whole time. 4, so that can do a maximum of like 8. Probably shouldn't have done it like that. Yeah, just go face. Amazing. Cost 0. I really don't know what they're doing. They could be completing like a daily quest, but still, you wouldn't have to do it in such a laborious fashion. Unless you're having like a bot do it for you. Okay, enough, dude. What's this person doing? This is really good, though. Especially for your own hero to not take anything.
Well played.
Even if they hit something, it's not going to die, so the effect won't trigger. Dark Moon Tonk. I like the ones that obviously have moving animations in them. This kind of does, but you can barely notice it. This one's very cool, how it's like spinning the wheel.
Extraordinary.
I don't know what the cooldown on these exactly is, but they didn't even try to attack or do anything. Okay, so we've shown at least Renounce can win against somebody who just goes AFK the whole time at Silver 10. Incredible. Maybe next time we'll see an actual matchup. They just can't let me have even that much satisfaction of, like, doing it against a real opponent.